Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lunchtime Shenanigans. Hope you're all doing well and having fun and just being silly, because you know that's how we roll around here. I had a fun day yesterday playing the beginning of Dream Daddy, our dad dating sim, where the father, and our troublesome young lady of a daughter, who's a senior in high school, we move into this new cul-de-sac with a bunch of steamy dads that are single. Most of them are single. One isn't, but we'll get to his story later. Hope you're ready. Last time we did Brian, the rival dad. We had to one up him as much as we could, and he had to one up us, and turned into quite the blossoming romance. Now we're happily together, fishing and sportsing and grilling, and our daughters get along, and it's fantastic. It's great. But today we're doing Goth Dad. Because why not? I mean, honestly, I couldn't decide, so I actually asked my father I sent him a text and I was like, "Dad, I'm playing a dad dating sim. Which father should I date next?" And I gave him the list and he picked a Goth Dad. So, thanks, Dad. This one's for you. Let's jump right in and have some fun. Hi. Welcome to our Dream Daddy. You can see a couple of these are colored in because I've done their ending. I've done Hugo, which is the teacher, and the minister dad, Joseph. I've done those, but don't worry, I'm gonna do them for you guys too because I have to. Because we're gonna play this whole dad game, and we're gonna play every one of them, and hopefully we'll have fun. And it's just gonna be amazing. Yes, I have guides because I want the good endings. I've also been trying to set up I want to play on my PSP. That is the goal, is to play on my PSP on stream. But it is a big pain in the butt to actually get it set up. Like, ridiculously a pain in the butt. But I have the PS3 set up, so it's a start. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll get there. We'll cross that bridge one day. But for right now, I'm just having fun playing Chrono Trigger, which I will be playing tonight. So if you'd like to join me, come on back tonight. No, it'll be good. So let's get started with the Goth Dad. Did my nails black just for this. That quirky lab assistant from NCIS just reminds me of you. Dad. I'm like 90% sure my dad's like in this. Because my dad said that. I actually dressed as her for one Halloween at work. And everybody thought it was beautiful. You have your health. Haha. No, I'm not young. I don't have my health. Please don't pirate games. Shit. All right. Now we get to go through doing our dad stuff again.
Build that dad.
Let's build our dad. A little bit more of a tan. A little tan. Oh, we can turn off body hair. Interesting. Let's get that chiseled I like the regular Joe. It's great. We'll be chiseled today. Hair. We did the man bun last time because I love the man bun. Tempted to go Guile. I don't know. I mean, like, that's like my dad's hair, kind of. But I don't want to do that, so we'll do this. Do white. Oh man, I could make... We'll pull his hair back. Nope, I want it white. Don't want Goku eyes. I'm gonna kind of do like a Geralt thing. Why not? Give him a decent schnoz. Always gotta have a decent schnoz. Let's give him that one. I love these brows. Be white to match his hair. But I just want like facial stuff. I think I can actually do that with. There we go. No, doesn't matter. All right. No glasses today. But we'll gauge the ears. All right. Now we need a shirt. So last time we did the nips. We did the egg nips. So let's go. Let's go looking cool. Let's go with the badass tee.
Name that dad.
Now we have to name that dad. I'm gonna turn this up for y'all a little bit more. Just so y'all can hear it better. Alright. So we'll be Geralt. Probably spelled it wrong, don't care. But you people will care, and I don't want everybody to be all like, Noir. Okay, I did spell it right. Alright, so we're looking good, Daddy.
Name that dad.
Don't care. Don't care.
Be that dad.
Alright, so we are going to skip through this first part a little bit, because this is just the moving van, where we first really meet Amanda.
Yeah.
And we're looking through these boxes, we pull out the baby pictures. Love your mother. Just shop, put sunglasses on you. And the Halloween,
Oh.
her horse phase,
Oh.
all the Emmas. Dad, that was you. Oh, right. I was a wild child. I was 6 when you did that. Okay, Amanda. I wasn't aiming for the police station. Just having the police station was in the vicinity of where I wanted to hit a flaming tennis ball. Yeah. I remember you explained that to the police. They didn't believe me either. Photography, our daughter is very big into photography. And then there's the mom. The car accident. Mom's like, oh, we're gonna be okay. Alright, there we go. So now we figure out that our daughter used to break things. Hi, viewer. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Welcome to the daddest games of all. We've made our Geralt Rivia. I went there. I know, I kind of winged it a little bit, but I didn't care. So, and we just went through our moving stuff, and now we're heading to our new home in the cul-de-sac on the other side of town with the other dads. Our daughter turns back to break stuff. Moving van. So sell me on our cool new pad. Clear my throat. Nestled in a beautiful scenic downtown of Maple Bay, our new house features. Honey, have you ever had dirty clothes? For most of my life, yes. Well, worry about that no longer, as our place features machines that will not only clean your clothes, but dry them directly hereafter. An upper-class luxury, I fear. The concept of cleaning clothes is no longer in the hands of the fat cats upstairs, sweetie. Anyway, smaller, cozier, one might argue. So, and then we also find out that there's a lot of nice places near there, and that our daughter's just gonna she's just gonna walk around everywhere because she hates parallel parking, and she breaks the for sale sign. Let's see here. We need to unpack. Let's see. Hit up the mall rather than cooking with Amanda at home. So let's go see the dog park.
Oh no.
Wait, false alarm. It was a funny shaped rock. Let's go to the park. So let's go to the park. But I can't believe how beautiful it is outside. Kids are playing in the streets.
Huh? Hmm.
And then we're going to the dog park. I get hit in the face by a frisbee, and there's this corgi who is just cute as heck. We're going to pet the dog. We're going to get butt pets. Dogs love butt pets. All of them do.
Hey.
I like disc golf. The goal's my face. Looks like you're winning. Geralt.
Oh.
So this is where we learn. This is Rival Dad and his dog Maxwell and his daughter Daisy. She's 10 and just perfect in every way. Then of course we have the Pokemon battle. However, we're not going to do it this time because we did it last game. What are we doing? Putting our kids on competition pedestals? So, we just move in. Every dad apparently lives in this cul-de-sac.
Hmm?
One-ups us.
Ugh.
So we are gonna go. We can go to the coffee shop. Get our delicious cup of coffee. To the coffee spoon. Me. What I like to call is the hipster dad. I think it's listed as the cool dad.
Ugh.
And of course, we're freaking out. It's like, what do I do at a hipster restaurant? Do I leave the cup here? Do I put it in a bin? Is there a bin? What do I do? And the cool dad, you know, he likes to ramble, which I feel. So, let's see. And we're gonna do. I want chai tea. Spicy. It's a pun. Dadsona is a South African rap group. They're pretty well known for their evocative imagery and hyper-stylized music videos. Music's catchy as it is disturbing. Coming right up. Medium. Is Biggie Smalls big or small? Because it's small, medium, or Biggie Smalls. Of course, I had a ska band.
Huh.
He, let's see here. Then he's gonna go get us some banana bread. And we're gonna, you know, try and weasel our way to get taste testers. And he's like, dude, I was gonna give it to you anyway. Because you gotta get it.
Yeah.
Now we gotta think of a name. Let's see, last time we did the Grateful Banana Bread. And Bryce said banana bread. Like Bryce said Fred. Now it's banana bread. I think the youngsters.
What?
And then he's like, baby. Then across the bar we see Robert. Let's see here. We should go back to unpacking. Can't beat the whammy bar. It's for you, John. I know you're not watching, but it's for you. And we get our first visitor. Who's our neighbor? Joseph. Who's like perfect. He's got, he brings us cookies. He's got 4 kids of his own who are clones. They're just crazy. Then they're like, oh yeah. No, can I talk about your wife? And it's like, all right, she's dead. Yeah, okay. He's like, hi, I'm your new neighbor, Joseph. I promise not to talk about your dead spouse this time. I'm throwing a barbecue for the cul-de-sac, and I'd love for you to come by and meet the rest of the neighbors in our community. What do you say, pal? Sounds great. My daughter Aunt Amanda and I would love to stop by. Also, 4 kids is a perfectly normal amount of children to have. Alright, so, you know.
Nice.
He's a minister, he's nice. Amanda ate all the cookies
Yeah.
that his daughter made.
Ah.
She just put the stuff on the top. We have to go get his plate back.
Ah.
We're not sure. Hazard's big guess with all the well-groomed blonde children sitting in the front yard. These children are just clones. We're just like, just gonna put the plate down and step away quietly. Possibly evil, not sure. So now we're gonna go take a nap. But apparently we're gonna walk home from, oh yeah, from the house.
Nice.
And we meet our college friend, the athlete bro.
Oh. Bro.
You know, cleaned up his act, got, you know, twins, got 3 kids, got said twins and the baby. And so it's pretty fun, it's cute. But he's always like, hey, let's go for a jog. And you're like, nah, bro. So there we go. Those are the kind of the basic dads. We're gonna meet a few more soon. No. And the daughter says she's excited about moving out next year because she's a senior in high school. So unless we can get a nice medium-sized dog, then maybe she'll stay home. Dogs are pretty, you know, easy. So unfortunately, she gets her letter that she was not admitted to the McGowan College of Art and Design, which is one she really wanted to go to because that's the one her best friend is going to, and it's like a super fancy one. So she's upset. Now her friends are coming over, you know, for the evening to see the new house. And we're like, you want us to leave, huh? We're like, yeah. Let's see her. I'm secretly the mayor. Amanda, the town needs me. I need to perform my mayoral duties. I must don the top hat and wear my monocle so that I may preside over my mayor stuff. I think you're thinking of that guy from Monopoly. He was a mayor, right?
Oh.
He was not. Right. I'm just kidding. I'm actually going to go to bed. I'm wiped. Have fun with the Emmas. Well, we'll try to keep it down. I know you're not going to, but I appreciate you saying that. And don't forget that you had that meeting with my English teacher tomorrow. So, tomorrow we get to meet the amazing. Uh-oh. Rise and shine, early bird. No. We're going back to sleep because we don't want to go to the gym at this hour. We'll do that when we do his story. Now we have to go to the school. Now we can't find it. We're like, where the heck is this classroom? We see our troubled youth. And he's like, what? He's like, oh, it's over there. Which, of course, after we find out that the kid's actually standing in front of Mr. Vega's classroom. Oops. Lucian, don't you have third period to get to? Fine, Mr. Vega. Now we're 10 minutes late. So now we get to sit in the back of the classroom and chat while Mr. Vega talks about Catcher in the Rye. Then he turns out he teaches both middle and high school, which is cool. Then he explains how Amanda's not, she's starting to slim. You know, thought about senioritis, but she's really trying to get into that fancy school. And so he's worried about her. So, jeepers. Turn it down. So did you have fun gossiping about me? So, we're like, oh no, we talked about our celebrity crushes, of course. Now we need to go to the mall. So, because that's the important thing. So we go to the mall and we go meet Goth Dad from Dead Goth and Beyond. And we're going to talk about, you know, how she's not feeling all right and how the girls are being kind of snobby to her and how she likes Noah. You know, typical teenage stuff. Language. Heck yeah. Alright. So we're gonna go get some nachos. They're amazingly, terribly delicious. And we're like, can you explain to me memes? And she's just like, no, Dad, it's complicated. Say memes are inside jokes shared by a bunch of people that gets less funny the more people do it. So the problem is that by the time a meme gets to you, Dad, all us youths have already done the joke to death.
Aw.
And what's worse than that is that movies and TV and video games will try to jump in on the meme train, but just based on how long it takes to make them, the meme will be long dead by the time it comes out. So it just dates and isn't funny. Oh shit, what up?
Ugh.
Dad, please. Where to now?
Mm.
We're going to go to the goth store. She's like, which
Ah.
one? We're like, the one you threw up in. She's like, oh, that one. She makes a beeline for the back. There it is. There it is. You can still kind of outsee the outline. I'm so proud. Speech. Amanda.
Yes.
Speech. Speech. All right, I'll do it if you stop chanting. Thank you all for joining us here today to commemorate a historic moment that will forever shape history. On a day very much like today, some 5 years ago, our very own Amanda Ann Rivia had too much blue raspberry slushy on an outing to the mall. After begging her father to take her to Dead Goth and Beyond to buy rainbow suspenders, she proceeded to throw up all over the display of My Chemical Romance merchandise. Her loving father then had to pay for said merchandise, which to this day remains among our possessions. Thank you. Amanda's moved. She clapped slowly at first, and then faster and more vigorously. Several other patrons turned their heads. One of them also starts clapping. I bow my head.
Alright.
Hey, chained wallets! While Amanda busies herself looking at band t-shirts, I try to find something of interest to myself. Not much for a dad to look at in Dead Goth and Beyond. My dad just waits outside. Let's look at the big cardboard box of markdown items. I'm pretty sure $4 for purple eyeliner is a good deal. I think. I wonder if I would look good in purple eyeliner. Hell yes, I would. Look, this is very important to me. I overhear a stifled argument over at the cash register. An older gentleman is carrying a garment and showing it to a bored-looking cashier with pink hair. I can see that. Don't know what to tell you, dude. I just work here.
What?
Listen, when I bought this online, the website said the blouse was Victorian inspired. However, when I received it, it clearly held the tradition of Edwardian dressage. Do you want a coupon? I can give you a coupon. Will you leave if I give you a coupon? Is there a manager present? People have to know what they're buying. I am the manager. He is the goth Karen dad. I see. Well, it would seem that I have outstayed my welcome. Good day, shopkeep. Your superiors will receive a strongly worded letter by post. Whatever, dude. The man whirls around and storms out, his literal coattails trailing behind him. I can't tell if they're Victorian-inspired or Edwardian in nature. Amanda trots up,
So.
and she's like, here, buy this. And she buys a shirt. The poor cashier is just like, I hate my life. That's Damien. He's in here all the time. He's obsessed with Victorian fashion or whatever. There we go. We go home to get some rest. Oh, cool. Long Haul Paranormal Ice Road Ghost Truckers is on. Your favorite, right? I mean, I would totally watch the shit out of that. Hell yes. They have to make it over the Canadian tundra before the ice road melts. But also, they're hunting ghosts. Also, the trucks are haunted. It's an episode I've already seen, but it's one of the best. Callum and Flint Dogbone, the twin brother truck driving and ghost hunting duo, find themselves in the greatest peril yet. Oh no, the ghost done control the truck. I can't steer on them there damned ice roads. Let me use the EVP meter to try and communicate with the spirits. Flint, we're about to die. I almost got it. If you listen carefully, it sounds like it's saying, you're going to die. That's because we're about to die. This is art. The episode ends and Amanda excuses herself to go and start arguments on the internet. As we all do. I stay up a little longer, curious about the exploits of Callum and Flint Dogbone after their disastrous ice road accident. Afterwards, I crawl into bed to get a good night's sleep. Now it's time for the barbecue. Let's see here. Ugh, let's see. Alright, so now we're gonna go. I mean, if there's food, I'm excited that everyone brings to parties. Yeah, those are bad, which means they're more for me. Don't you want to meet some of the people in the neighborhood? I'll probably end up standing uncomfortably in the corner with a plate of food, hoping that nobody talks to me. Dad, you're a beautiful work in progress. We will get that butterfly to emerge from the cocoon. The social butterfly. Well, we better start getting ready. We definitely don't want to be late. What? No, we had to be fashionably late. Who shows up to a cookout on time? You know what? We're going early, just because you said that. Walk across the street to Joseph's house with the store-bought veggie plate. I am a terrible cook if it doesn't involve a grill. I guess we're not as early as we thought. Joe's backyard's already packed with people, and the smell of hot dogs wafts through the air. Small children run through the sprinkler, and adults chat small clusters. I set our veggie plate down on a table next to 2 other veggie plates. Hey, there's Joseph. I wave to get his attention. The moment he sees us, he jogs over, arms open wide. Welcome, I'm so glad you 2 are here. And you brought veggies! Let me introduce you to my family. Kids, come over. This is Chris, my eldest. Hey, it's really old. Hi. This is Christian and Christy, they're twins. They stare creepily and say nothing.
Hi.
Then, of course, there's our youngest, Krish. Wait, where is Krish? Maybe Mary put him down in his crib. Oh, and how could I forget my lovely wife, Mary?
Hey.
Joseph pecks her on the cheek. She smiles. I don't know where her 2 fingers are. Mary, did you put Krish to bed? I'll have to go look for him. What? You have to. Joseph takes a moment and regains his composure. Mary, this is our new neighbor, Geralt, and his daughter, Amanda. I'd shake your hands, but I have a glass of wine that I need to tend to. I love her. Nice to meet you too, Mary. Charmed. Well, I have to go over there now. Ha ha ha! My wife has a wonderful sense of humor. But please, you 2 enjoy the barbecue. All the guys are really excited to meet you. Here, let me introduce you around. This is Robert. He lives just across the way. A haggard man nursing a glass of whiskey eyes me up and down. Hey. Now, last time we met him because we went out for drinks and he was at the bar. And he likes the opposite sports team that we do. And we got drunk and wandered home. And he totally invited me upstairs. It was a little awkward. Hey, I'm Geralt. It's nice to meet you. Takes a long swig of his drink. Charmed.
Hi.
Geralt and his daughter just moved in next door. Cool. If you ever need recommendations on where to get a drink in this town, Rob's your man. I think he just called him an alcoholic. I told you not to call me Rob. Right, got it. Robert ambles away without saying goodbye. He's not really a people person. Wow, I think I've actually just met everybody else. Great, I bet you're excited to get to know everyone better. Hope you both enjoy yourselves. Amanda and I mill around to try some food spread out on the table. I pick at some deviled eggs. Amanda grabs a small paper plate and immediately begins piling it with baked goods. I love deviled eggs. They're so good. So good. I don't have to make friends. Come on, Dad. Who are you going to party with when I go off to school? I don't want to have to do pleasantries. Dad. They're going to talk about the weather. Go. Do it. Make a friend. But how could I possibly abandon my only child at a social function? That's bad parenting. This plate of cookies is my new dad. Bye. Amanda shoves me into the center of the yard. Well, here goes nothing. I look around the party and I'm surprised to see familiar faces. Isn't that the barista from Coffee Spoon? What a cool guy and mysterious. Didn't that guy throw a frisbee at my head? Isn't that the guy who was throwing a fit at Dead Goth and Beyond? Isn't that Amanda's teacher? Hey, I know Craig. But wait a second, all these people live in our cul-de-sac? That can't be right. I'd better investigate. We, of course, are going to talk to Jason and Damien. Because we're trying to romance Damien. I spot Joseph chatting with the guy from Dead Goth and Beyond by the grill. I wonder what they're talking about. I walk over to them. So I'm curious. Can you walk me through why you had your house painted black? Where do I even start? The house stays warmer in the winter. It provides an artistic contrast to the rest of the neighborhood, and it complements the crimson interior perfectly. It's definitely an interesting
Oh.
choice. Thank you, I'm very proud of my abode. Geralt, I was just having a conversation with Damien here about his aesthetic design decisions. Damien regards me up and down with a warm but critical eye. How do you do? I don't believe I've had the pleasure. I think I saw you at Dead Goth and Beyond the other day. Damien's face turns bright red. I must apologize for my behavior on that day. You see, I take the goth lifestyle very seriously, and to be caught in a ruse by such a corporation as Dead Goth and Beyond was profoundly frustrated indeed. I hope you know that while my anger may have been justified, it was no such way for a gentleman to act. It's okay, ma'am. Do tell me about yourself. Are you new to the area? Yes, my daughter and I just moved in the other day. She was the one I took to Dead Goth and Beyond. Very good taste on her part. Does she partake in the goth lifestyle? Yes, I do. I think for a second. I look over Amanda, who's hanging out with some of the older kids in the neighborhood.
Oh my.
Hey, Amanda! Would you consider yourself goth? This is what my dad would do. He would ask me. Right there. Except he already knows. He knows I am hipster goth. Sorry, I said hipster goth. Skip those. Yay! Sorry, I was transferring files, and it's just like. Amanda yells back. I wouldn't necessarily try and fall under one specific label, but if I guess I'd have to describe myself as a twee hipster with some normcore leanings. Bats are cool, though. Oh, pity. Are you enjoying the party so far? Oh, definitely. Thanks so much for putting this on. It's nice to be in a cul-de-sac where everyone is so friendly and welcoming. Amanda walks up to the conversation. I also like the Lost Boys a lot. Really good movie. Does that count as goth? It would, my dear. I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Damien Bloodmarch, at your service. Damien finishes the sentence with a flourish and bows, producing a single rose and offering it to Amanda. Amanda blushes and returns the gesture with a curtsy. My, do you know how to treat a lady?
Huh?
Hello, Amanda. Seemingly out of nowhere, Joseph's twin kids appear. Are they speaking in unison? Now, I have a twin brother. I do. We look nothing alike. So, if you meet someone who has a twin and you would like to know if they look ask if they look identical, not if they are identical twins, because we can't be identical twins. He's a boy, I'm a girl. We are different genders. Regardless of how you feel it, there are different parts here. So answer is always no, we're fraternal.
Ah.
Hey, won't you come play with us?
Huh?
Come play with us forever. Guys, enough with the creepy twin shtick. We've talked about this. Christian and Christy slowly back away. Where do you think they got that from? Mary pops into the conversation, wine in hand. If I looked like my twin, I would totally do that with my brother. 100%.
Oh.
I don't know. Mary takes a long sip of wine.
Oh my god.
I think I might have taped over VeggieTales VHS with The Shining. Who knows? She takes another sip of her wine. Where's Krish?
Come on.
Wasn't he with you?
Oh.
You had him a moment ago. He's probably stuffing dirt in my mouth. He'll be all right. Toddlers are pretty resilient. Mary tips her glass to me. Ain't my first time to the rodeo. It's my fourth.
Give it a rest, buddy.
I have squeezed 4 little... Sweetheart, would you do me a favor and please find Krish? That would be great. I'm sure he's fine.
Okay.
Mary?
Ah.
Okay, jeez. Mary finishes her wine and wanders off. Dad, can we go now? Ah, Lucian, I haven't introduced you to Geralt yet. Hey, it's that punk from Amanda's school. I remember you. Whatever.
Hmm.
That's no way for a young man to speak to his elders. Be polite. Lucian bows. Whatever, sir. Lucian bows again. Mr. Christensen, may I have a veggie burger, sir?
Oh.
Coming right up, bud. Are you a vegetarian? Yep.
Huh.
Make that 2 veggie burgers. Did you know that some people in the Victorian era were vegetarians? They described carnivorous type people as bloodlappers. Dad,
Dad.
that's really interesting, Damien. Joseph turns to the grill, with just a hint of a tattoo peeking out from under his sleeve. Can't believe I hadn't noticed it before. It looks like the bottom of an anchor. Now, as someone who has tattoos peeking at the bottom of my sleeves, on this one of my old jobs, like, I would have the sleeve like this and just the koi would be sticking out a bit. One time had a dude reach across the counter and just lift up my shirt to see my tattoo on my arm. Like, straight up just looked at it and was like, nice. I was like, huh. And then I was like, oh no. Uh-uh. So if you ever see people with interesting parts of tattoos and you would like to see them, ask. Always ask. Don't just grab their arm to look. Don't just, twist it, do anything like that. No, that's rude. How would you feel if I did that to you? Just to look at a mark on your arm or mole or something. Nope. Tattoo etiquette, folks. Ask. They're usually happy to show it off. It's like, oh, look, here's my mandala. Do I plan to get it in? You don't always have to ask if it's finished or if they plan to get more. If it's like, do I want to get this colored? I don't know. Maybe. I'm still thinking about it. But just don't be dicks. And if you ask if it hurt, it always hurts. Always. Anywho. It's an anchor. Whoa, is that a tattoo? Yep, I wasn't always a youth pastor, That's so cool. Want to see mine?
Oh my.
What? Lucien pulls back some rubber bracelets, revealing a lopsided 666 in black ink. My buddy gave me a sticker and poke tattoo last week. I think it's healing up pretty good. For the love of God, people, don't do that. Don't do that. No. That's how you get a staph infection. That's how you get an infection. And it's really bad. And no, don't get an eraser tattoo. Don't do it yourself. There are reasons. There are professionals. Don't buy a tattoo gun online and do it yourself. Or if you are going to do that, please clean. Make sure everything is clean and safe. Because it's going to be stuck there and you don't want it to look bad. Alright. That was pretty good. Lucien. We'll talk about this later.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool. What's the significance of the tattoo? I just thought it looked sick.
Oh.
Well, in my opinion, the only reason you need to get a tattoo is because you want one. Careful though, the number carries weight. Man, Joseph is way cooler youth pastor than I thought. I just figured youth pastors popped out of the womb with the Bible. I wonder what he did before preaching. Alright, let's go eat our burger. And without further ado, let's work some magic.
Oh.
And then he makes burgers. You probably don't know this, Geralt, but Joseph's known around here for his grillmanship. He is ungrill-believable.
Hey,
I've tried to get on his level, but I can't catch up.
hey.
Let us keep studying. He has a rare quality about him.
Huh.
Mustard, we keep talking about this. Can't we just appreciate the artist?
Hey,
I've never seen him make a mistake.
hey.
Okay, we need to stop. This is getting too cheesy. Hugo makes cheese puns all the time, so I will be sometimes shouting, "Sweet Manchango!"
Mm.
Please stop. All of the children at the party boo the glorious display of puns in unison.
Wink.
All right, food's ready. Please form an orderly barbecue. Amanda groans. We all grab our food and hang out.
Oh.
It's wild how all of his dads live in the same cul-de-sac.
Hey.
Kinda nice. Feels like there's a real community here. Totally helps when you're just a single dad trying to raise a kid.
Oh.
We're happy to have you here, man. I think you're gonna like it neighborhood a lot.
Oh.
Plus, Amanda seems to be getting along with all the kids. If she decides to get into babysitting games, she'll make a killing.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you add us all on DadBook? DadBook?
Oh.
Oh.
Yes, social network for dads. It's a pretty fun party, don't you think? I feel like I was at no. I'm gonna get LinkedIn notifications out of this. I just know it. You don't think it's nice that people want to connect with you? Not when their affection jams my inbox, metaphorically speaking.
Hmm.
Well, at least you met some other cool dads. You should have hit them up on DadBook. No, so we're excited.
Eh?
All right.
Huh. Hmm.
Of course, keep me posted. So she's gonna head out, go have fun in her evening
Huh. Ah.
with the Emmas and all them, and her bedtime is midnight, so she has to be back. I'm gonna throw a party, a real rager. All the other dads in the neighborhood are invited. I see if I can get you a spot on the list, but honestly, it looks tight, and you may just have to wait in line. I know the guy at the door. I'll get in, no problem. I'm just relaxing tonight. Have fun, okay? Great. See you later. Alright. Pot down to me. Turn on some wine and dine mastermind with celebrity guest Gavin Chapman. Then he's just doing a whole bunch of cooking. We text our kid. She doesn't come back. No, it's like nothing yet. No, she's so late. Half hour passes. Then we're watching the Meet Dad. Finally, we send her, Amanda, please text and let me know you're okay. No. Thank God it's her. Amanda opens the door and shuffles in. Finally, she's back home. Sup? Sweetie, thank God you're there. Yep. Why did you answer my text? She's like, oh, whoops, I guess I didn't see these. So now we're mad because she's an hour and a half late from curfew. You know, I was worried because, like, the mom apparently got into it. The spouse got into an accident, and that's what happened. So, you really scared me. Just don't do that again. All right, I'm going to bed. Oh. Hello, welcome, the Sassy Jim, the Sassy GM. Welcome. Look, thanks for the follow. Enjoy some Dream Daddy. Having fun here. Being really silly. We're romancing the Goth Dad this time. Yesterday, we romanced the rival dad, Brian. So today we're gonna romance the Goth Dad. Because we had to go to Dead Goth and beyond. It's really fun. I enjoy this game. It's silly. It's amazing. That's what it really is. I also have a guide because I want to make sure I do the best dads. All right. Then we get to go to... Okay. So we're going to make some coffee and some eggs. And she apologizes to us. No, we apologize back. So we're like, I'm sorry I freaked out. And we're like, Team Rivia. Yes, I am Geralt Rivia today. Because why not? Yesterday we were Longbeard Egg Nips. So each day I'll try and make a new dad. Just because why not? Want some eggs? You know it. Sprinkle some cheese on them. Already did. Bless you. Needs some hot sauce. Tabasco. Forgot to follow a while back. That's okay. I appreciate it though. I really do. It's awesome and fun. And now you get notices of when I do weird games like Dream Daddy. I'm also playing Chrono Trigger tonight. We're working on it. We just got to Specchio in the Beyond Time, the end of time. We're gonna go learn magic. So if you're interested, you can watch that. I will be sober this time, most likely. Because last on Saturday I started playing it. I was having a bad day, so I was like, I'm gonna drink and play it, and it was fun. So might play it again. We'll see what happens. Well, we're gonna play it tonight. So come on back. If not, you can always check out my YouTube. It's got my videos there. If not, just have fun. Chill.
Hmm.
What? What's dad book?
Aw.
So she's gonna help me set up my dad book so I can chat and message other dads. On a Friday night, you are most likely to polish and sort my coin collection. If you had one thing to take to a desert island, what would it be? It would be the Lost Shaker of Salts. What are your turn-ons? Street smarts. What did you want to be when you grow up? Technical writer for manuals and instructions. I almost did that for a profession. I kind of tried to. What's your favorite movie drama? Old comedies that haven't aged well. Some of those are pretty good. What is your ideal date? Arson. What do you never leave home without? My book of word jumbles and a pen. I spend a lot of time thinking about conspiracy theories.
Ah.
Profile complete. See? There we go. Until I spend all night day on here just looking at people's profiles. You should message one of them, or more than one of them. All of these dads seem pretty interesting. Okay, I promise I'll go make some friends. He gives me a hug. Go get him, Dad. So I am skipping around a little bit because we
Welcome.
went over it.
You've got dads.
Always got dads. So now we have a tutorial from Amanda, who just wants to talk about stuff. Now it is time to meet our dad. We're gonna go chat with Damien. Let's How do you do? I finally decided to join this informative superhighway. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I will try my best to understand. I love long strolls through the graveyard and spending time with my son. If you would ever like to chat about the latest Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our own demise, or black cats, please send me a letter. I am actually working on getting a little pet portfolio that's going to just cycle through on my stream so that y'all can see my pets. And there are black cats in there. I have two. I had two. They were the greatest old ladies I ever adopted. Friday night, I listened to True Crime podcast while I taxidermy my new species. If I had one thing to take on a desert island, what would it be? Coffin. What are your turn-ons? Pronouncing bosom correctly. What did you want to be when you grew up? A bat. What is your favorite movie genre? Foreign art house horror. What is your ideal night? It's night. We are at the Industrial Dark Wave Club in Berlin. The music drums to the beat of our hearts. I would be there. Would you never leave home without an upside-down cross? Spend a lot of time thinking about mortality solace. Alright, let's go. Let's message. Let's see what's happening. Trust no one. I love the dad advice. Damien seems interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him and get to know him a little better. I navigate to Damien's dad book page and type out a message. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. I sit there for a minute before I see Damien typing. But then he keeps typing. And typing. Man, is this guy writing a novel? I leave the computer, make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee and my computer finally dings. Geralt, I must confess my there's more. I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter, for, as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me as a gentlemanly manner as I would have liked. I would be highly flattered to enjoy your companionship at my residence for an afternoon tea and a stroll around my garden, should it please you. Till then, adieu. Yours humbled, D. Bloodmarch. I stare at the screen and reread the letter several more times. Hey, Amanda! Amanda pops out of her room. Her eyes are a little puffy, almost as if she'd been crying. Hey, you alright?
I'm fine.
Yeah, totally. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I just found out that the succulent I've been watering and singing to for the last 3 months was actually made out of plastic. Even the dirt was fake. Oh, honey. So sorry, I could buy you a new one if you want. A real one this time. I do want to get succulents for my office, just to kind of put some foliage, make it, healthier. Breathe in a little better. Fresh air and all that jazz. I actually have my window open It's a smidget, just enough to get some fresh air circulating in here. But I would love plants. I just have to make sure I get the right plants that aren't poisonous to any critters. Because we can't have poisoned critters. No, no, no. I had a little money tree once, but a certain small feline, not the fluffy one, decided he wanted to eat it. That's sweet, but I rescued that plant, and now I know that it's fake. She clenches her fist with determination. Stay hydrated, my friends.
Huh.
I'm still gonna love it no matter what. Is this what being a parent is like? Yes, sweetie. Make sure it gets to a good college. But you know you can talk to me about anything, right? Yeah, that's why I'm sharing my succulent woes with you. Okay, just remember that it's okay to be sad. Also, remember that I love you very much and only want what's best for you. Right. Alright. Jeez, don't make me cry again. Can you help me with something? Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples. No, that's gross. Oh, God. Oh, God, that's so gross. Like, ew. Like, I know there's shows, there's videos on it online, like, but that, ugh. No, no, no. Can you interpret this for me?
Ah.
Turn the computer to Amanda. She squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand NetSpeak. Like, is this how you kids communicate with each other now?
Yeah.
Oh, totally. This is the hottest new thing. See, dads, kids got over saying lol and lamau or whatever and decided that whatever they needed to do was bring it back to the 1800s. So what do I do? Where's your pen and quill? What? Did you forget to unpack the pen and quill? Dad, how will we address the nobleman in regards to your upcoming debutante ball? Okay, now I know you're messing with me. Father, without a proper chaperone, you'll never end up with a suitor worthy of our land. Or our dowry. Or, so you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time and now you're reciting things you know nothing about back to me, aren't you?
Ah.
Like, the first 5 pages that I read a review of the movie, still gotta be, though. I have a love of historical romances. Like, it's got a couple shelves over there, my historical romances. So I know all about that. Thank you very much. hmm I have a love of romance novels. They're so good. Are so good. But I also love, of course, my paranormal romance novels. So if I get my Victorian paranormal romance novels, oh, which is a different shelf, because the paranormal is on one bookcase, while another book. So if we're doing historical, that's over on one side. But if it's slightly paranormal, then the paranormal comes first, and that goes over to its own bookcase. So the historical paranormal would go in paranormal, not the historical. It's confusing, but it's not that bad. I don't quite have the Dewey Decimal System set up yet, but we're getting there. Great. So what do I say to Damien? I got this. Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard. Sure thing, dude. Regards, Geralt. Amanda hits the send and smiles at me. Well, I suppose that's that. Oh, 10 out of 10 would have this house. I really need to get some gargoyles for my front door. Because I have like a little hallway kind of thing to my door. I really need to get some gargoyles out there. You can bet your sweet ass I would leave those out all year round. 100%. I make the short walk over to Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more of a manor, estate. The Gothic architecture looms above the house and looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I pull the large, ornately covered bat-head door knocker back, and a hollow sound echoes throughout the house as I strike it against the door. Okay, maybe there is a door plaque. Maybe there's a plaque next to my door that says, Welcome, foolish mortals, and it has my house number. And it's totally designed like the Haunted Mansion. Yes. My living room is also vaguely Halloween decorated. I just never put them away. But during Christmas, I put little snow on top of it, so. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, noting the oil portraits of whom I assume are dead relatives hanging on the wall. I'm admiring them. The front door slams shut behind me. Hello? Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it cold in here? Where's Damien? Geralt, pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing at the top of a majestic staircase with a walking candle holder. What's with the door slamming shut?
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, there was a draft. And the door creaking open when I knocked. I accidentally left the door unlocked. And the creepy oil paintings. I like oil paintings. Right, I'm actually doing an oil painting. Tomorrow. Depending how it comes out, I might show you. Right. Please, let me show you around. Okay. Damien leads me around the house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and the parlor again for some reason.
Oh.
This is one of the older homes on the block, yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Through extensive renovations, I have been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with amenities of any modern dwelling. We walk past a door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? That's my son's room. You know how the rebellious teenage years are. Onward, onward, there's more to see. We reach a door at the end of the hall that Damien opens with a flourish. And this is the library. My office is actually technically the library, but shh. Sunlight streams in from floor to ceiling arched windows. The walls are lined with packed bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really part of this room. Okay, we're gonna look out the windows. I walk to the window and am greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups with his daughters on his back. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. Damn. Did you know that the Victorians spent at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out full-length windows? Wait, really? No, but Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. Want to look at the butterflies. I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger. Ah, the pinner's gambit. Is that a thing? No. I'm going to pick up a book. You know, Geralt, in the Victorian era there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought that more tawdry novels would encourage youths into a life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. Get that feeling about video games nowadays. People say that. I guess apparently now I'm gonna go be a Victorian dad. I'm not that Victorian. I may be. I only have like 3 corsets. Shh. Pull out a book at random and examine the warm cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read aloud. Naruto struggled against the chains that Sasuke had bound him with. Shirtless and out of breath, he looked up at Sasuke. Sasuke smirked, unbuttoning his ninja pants.
Oh my.
Okay, I think that's enough. I won't admit where my fanfiction is. There may be a couple notebooks and binders hidden amongst the bookcases of really bad fanfiction. I'll never tell where it is. Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back on the shelf. That's a rare book from my private collection. Please, will you join me for tea? I follow Damien to his sitting room, where finger foods have already been set out in a beautiful tiered silver tray. I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. I can't believe we're having high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself. What?
Oh.
It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, when in fact the high refers to both the later time of the day that the working class had to enjoy the tea and the height of the tables of which they were served. Oh,
Huh.
my dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. It seems like you really put a lot of work into this place. Thank you.
Huh.
No one ever has complimented my home before. Well, I can barely get matching salt and pepper shakers in my place, and look at what you've done. Kind of jealous.
Uh.
My salt and pepper shakers don't match. That's very generous of you to say. What's got you so interested in goth stuff?
Oh.
Well, when I was a young boy, my father... Did he take you to the city? Sorry? Ha! Did you guys go see a marching band? I'm afraid I don't understand. You're serious? Of course. But it's, the song. Amanda made me listen to it. Seriously?
Uh-huh.
I'd love to see a marching band. When I was a young boy, my father took me to the city to see a marching band. Welcome to the Black Parade, folks. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into a sort of an obsession. It's a privilege to be appreciating the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Archaeology and anthropology. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. Takes a sip of tea. I can acknowledge that there were many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and to try and live a life that strictly aligns with those ideas would be admittedly horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest, to be cognizant of its flaws and love it all the same. Tell me, Geralt, do you have any hobbies? Oh man, I do. But I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing. Quite honestly, rather attractive. It really is. Please, do tell me about your hobbies. Quick, sound sophisticated. Love me some word jumbles. I learned how to juggle once. You're going to love me some word jumbles. The written word fascinates me. So we spend so much time using words, and I think people would appreciate them more if they had to unjumble them. It's poetic, really. Oh, so you're a writer. In a sense. We finish our tea and finger sandwiches. Come, I have one more thing to show you. Damien takes me around the back of his home. There are a variety of flowers flourishing in beautifully landscaped rows. A small stone path weaves through it, and butterflies flit lazily through the air. My garden. It's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friend alikes would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied to the bouquet would affect the message. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous, bright orange flower off a vine. Lilium buldiferium, the orange lily. What do you think this one means? Thou art the tightest. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Well, and that's precisely why flower arrangements is so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? Because they're so cute, and you can do that thing where you squeeze them so it looks like they're talking. What lovely choice! I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet for you. He, he would put together a bouquet for me? No one's ever given me a bouquet before. See, everybody loves flowers. Not just women. And you don't have to send them just because you love them. You can send them just because. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly, a phone rings.
Huh.
Oh, Geralt, will you excuse me for I must take this. He pulls a cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Go for it.
Oh.
Damien smiles and walks back to the house. Take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely yard. This makes me wish I'd put a little more effort into that garden Amanda and I tried to start that one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. I'm not very good at gardening. Oh, hey, a gargoyle. Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle.
Fix that guard.
Oh, we're gonna fix the gargoyle. Oh crap. Oh no no no. Okay, so this goes like that. Then this one goes like that. Oops. No!
Goal.
I don't know, I got S plus on that one, but we'll roll with it. I didn't know there were mini games. Oh, I can see the note that says win the mini game. Phew, that was close, Clem. Uh-oh, here comes Damien. He looks upset. Geralt, my sincerest apologies to have kept you waiting. There is an urgent matter that I must attend to, so I'm afraid I must leave. No problem, dude. Everything all right? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. Everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucien. What's wrong? He appears to have, well, his teacher needs me to come to the school, post haste. Do you need help? Oh, no, you don't have to. Let me come with you. Us dads gotta stick together. You're right. This is one of Lucien's more elaborated stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent at my side. Let's go. Damien and I walk to the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo. Hey, Damien, you're here in record time. I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Wow, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like this is Hugo and Damien's first time to the My Kids Are in Trouble rodeo. What is it this time?
Oh.
This, Damien, you have to see to believe. Damien and I fall into step behind Hugo, who leads us through the busy corridors of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually leads us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into the darkness. Watch your step. I can hear faint voices drifting up from the basement, and they don't sound happy. As I'm led into the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of a creepy basement. We find another teacher in the boiler room, tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucien and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucien has a bloody nose. Thanks for coming. Can't make heads or tails of this. I look around in the scene of the crime, and a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools are scattered around. What happened here? Ernest punched me. Lucien tried to kill me.
What?
The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you. I was just trying to build a brick wall around you to see what would happen. How very cask of Monte Cristo. You promised me there was wine down here. You tricked me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a sec. Lucien, did you try to cask of Amontillado Monte Cristo? Ernest. I'm neither confirming nor denying that. I turned to Damien and whispered to him, What's a cask of Amontillado?
Huh.
It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short where a man gets his enemy drunk, lures him down to a cellar with the promise of wine of a fine vintage, then buries him alive behind a brick wall.
Oh.
It's a lovely story. So, wait, Lucien, did you try to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually going to leave him there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was just going to sit still while you slowly built a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot, but then he realized that I had lied about the wine. and you were cacking maniacally? That sort of tipped me off. Ernest, 20 minutes. Dad,
Whoa.
it took you 20 minutes. Son, we just did an entire 2-week unit on that story, and it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucien was leading you into an elaborate ruse. Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages and then read the review of the movie, which is exactly what
Huh?
Amanda did. It's only 5 pages long, and there is no movie. Yeah, you're right. I paid Lucien to read it for me. There is a movie.
I don't know.
Actually, he didn't even pay me. When you think about it, this was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both had their heads in their hands. You guys are always telling me to engage in the literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. He's not wrong. Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucien high five. The teacher starts to stomp up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your same home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you too. Thank you for your mediation. We all head up the stairs and out of the school in a tense silence. Lucien, Damien, and I all pile into my car and we begin the drive home. Lucien immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. I'm not going to therapy again.
Oh, no.
I know, son. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you, and I can see you're struggling. So if you do decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that.
Huh.
Maybe you could spend this next long week looking for a summer job. I know how much you want to own a car. Your own car. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard.
Oh.
I love you, son.
Ah.
Lucien continues to stare out the window. Love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucien hops out of the car, slams the door, and runs inside. I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. It's all right, and all things considered, Lucien's bricklaying was pretty good. There's your silver lining. There's that, yes. Really admired how you handled that. You were a lot more diplomatic with him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him, and I don't think yelling at him would do either of us any favors. It doesn't. Like, if somebody gets, yelling at me, I cry, and then get angry, so it's not worth it. It really does. You're a good dad. See you around soon?
Oh.
It would be my honor and my pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy. I come home to find Amanda curled up on the couch with a blanket watching TV. Yo, what you watching? Tiny House Hunting Brothers, Extreme Edition. Ugh, I hate that show. Dude, I swear to God. Property Brothers was the only thing on at the hospital when I had to go there frequently for treatments. That's all that was ever on. The couple on-screen bickers back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. The tiny house-hunting brothers watched them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling. I told you I wanted a 2-bed, 2-bath, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. But honey, the outhouse is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. I am not pooping outside, Greg. Why don't they just get a regular-sized house? I don't know. How'd afternoon tea go? It got strange. We had to go to the school and pick up Lucien, since he tried to. He'd lure Ernest down to the cellar with the promise of a fine vintage wine and then tried to brick him up into the wall, right? How did you know that? Has anyone read the story except me? Lucien live-streamed the entire thing. This entire day is beyond me. But otherwise, it was a fun day. Damien guides a character, but he's really good company. And surprisingly diplomatic dad. I dig his style. You know what? Me too. Everyone needs to know how to use power tools. Day complete! Dad points. Daddy points.
Are you familiar with the works of Corey Feldman? He simply slayed in The Lost Boys.
I love that. I really hope you could actually see that. I'm actually going to move this up slightly. No, I don't want it. It's good enough. Just where Jumble's here, mail truck pup. Alright. So I get coupons. And Amanda gets another letter from a different school. And she of course, eats it. And she got in. This was like her second choice. It's a very popular college, but it's pretty far away. And it's expensive. And the dad's like, don't worry. We got this. We can figure it out. And so we're going to take her out to dinner. And I'm like, whatever you want. Doesn't matter. And she wants a food truck burrito by the bay. I would totally go for food truck burrito by the bay. Whenever my dad comes to visit, I always take him to weird places. Like, just weird food places. Especially hole in the walls. Like, there's a hole in the wall barbecue that's to die for around me. After that, you might want to play quiz the game. This is Damien for a second date. Hunt for Amanda using the following dialogue options. Okay, so we got a little bit. You know, she's worried about moving so far, and I'm trying to reassure her. You know, I moved like 4 hours away when I went to college. It wasn't bad. Not bad. Sometimes it was tough. What are you eating?
You've got dads.
Alright, now we have Dadsona. There's a delivery. I have to go put on pants. Let's go get my package. And then we're like, what is it? It's butterflies. Dead butterflies. And I bring it to Amanda, and she's like, yeah, no, that's not mine. Let's see here. So we're going to bring the box to Damien. Pull back the door knocker, and the door suddenly opens. Mr. Revere! Oh, what do I owe the pleasure? I don't know. Okay. So I hand him the box, and he gets all excited. So he takes me upstairs, and he shows me how to do pinning of butterflies. It's really interesting because he has to, like, you know, you have to redo it. You have to moisten them again. And then when they're gooey again and they're posable, you pin them to the poses and let them dry. And when they're dry, you take out the pins, and it's like, here's your butterfly. And it's posed, and you can do stuff. It's pretty creepy. It's cool, though. And he gives me a really cool butterfly. Of a blue butterfly, which is really similar to the one on my wrist. Forearm. And then he compliments my hands, saying they're quite sturdy and would be beautiful and delicate for this work. And I'm just like, whew. Do take care of yourself. He's just happy I got to share the little odd hobby. That was part of the dad.
You've got dads.
I love it. I love that you've got dads. All right, let's go on our second date. You can date as many as you want, but for the third date, that's the final date. So I could date twice everybody, and then get the third date, but that would take way too long. So, I wonder what he's up to. I open Dad book and start writing him a message when Amanda walks into the door. Dad, you got a letter. Oh, is it from Grandma? No, it's from Damien. Whoa, can I see it? Write letters. I actually write greeting cards. I actually make greeting cards. Oops, that's the other dresser. No. Like, I make little fun ones and stuff. And these ones are blank on the inside, but sometimes I'll write cute stuff in it, like, you know, punch today in the face. Just my little hobby. No, it's weird. I like to send them to people because everybody loves getting cards. You know, just like a random card in the mail. Why not? No, I can't adult today. Tomorrow's not looking good either. No. It's a hobby. No, so it's fun part is it's not always like Christmas cards. Everybody thinks like, oh, you're just gonna make Christmas cards. No, not always. These are my My fall cards that I made. I also have a love of plaid. This one's apparently vertical. Yep, weird hobbies. Weird hobbies. Let me see if I can find a fun one of mine. Mermaids. More colored ones. Wow, I make a lot of the fancy ones. Okay, those aren't that. Those are too fancy. Those are ones people have sent me. Here's a pretty one. It says, make your dreams come true. That's cute. I also have my love of washi tape, which I'm slowly getting my sister-in-law to accept. This is one of my favorites. It just says mug life. My little leaves around it. Yep. Yeah, they're not all just normal. Like, because that would be really, really boring. I like a two-party. That's one of the more fancier ones I made. And by party, I mean stay at home in my PJs and do crafts. So, weird stuff, weird hobby. But everyone always loves getting a card from me. They love it. Because it's just like, oh, look, here's some random card. And it's usually got something. I always write something nice in it. So, I love it. I totally love it. Don't think when I get affiliated, people subscribe, I will totally offer to send a handmade card. Just says thank you. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, could I see it? Amanda hands me a piece of old parchment folded into an envelope and sealed with the purple wax. I don't do wax. Damn, that dude goes all out. I pry off the seal and unfold the letter. It's the most beautiful calligraphy. The letter reads, Dearest Geralt, I hope you'll find my continued correspondence endearing rather than trying. One can only hope that my use of the slower, more traditional form of communication will showcase my sincere and earnest sentiment that I greatly enjoyed our time together. I wrote this hastily under the warm embrace of excitement, fearful that I may misstep and speak towards something unwelcome. For now I hope that you might forgive my boldness. I will simply say that your company has greatly occupied my thoughts. While the afternoon may have been derailed by forces unforeseen, your companionship helped me a great deal, not only in the discipline of my child, but in the morale of my spirit. And for that I thank you. That said, Geralt, if you will allow me, it would mean the world to me if I could enjoy more of your time. Perhaps a trip to the cinema, followed by a moonlit stroll, would be to your taste. I eagerly wait your response. With great respect, D. Bloodmarch. Amanda and I both look up from the letter. Wow, he's good.
Ah?
So, you gonna catch a movie with him? Yeah, I better message him on Dadbook and let him know. Amanda slaps my laptop shut. You have to write him back a real letter. But my handwriting looks like two toddlers fighting over a crayon. Dad, you have to. He wrote you a letter. That's so cool. My dad made me write like 30 individual and different thank you cards for his coworkers once because they all got together and got him something. Yeah, that was fun. It really was, but I didn't make the cards, but I had to try and make them all different. Really, I just wrote out like three main cards, and then I just took pieces from all of them and just kind of slapped them together. It was great. Everybody loved it. Will you help me? I need to class this up. Father, I was made for this. Here's what you do. First, find tickets to a show that you two will like, then enclose them in the letter. Oh, that's classy. Amanda and I hop onto my laptop and peruse the show times. He doesn't seem to like romantic comedies kind of guy. Oh, here's one. Vampire Crusade 2. Evil never dies. I don't know. Sounds kind of stupid. Actually, it's a critically acclaimed exploration into the Inuit of existence. It really turns the vampire trope on its head. Really? Nah, there's just a lot of blood and vampire titties. Well, let's roll the dice. I purchase the tickets and print them out, then sit down at the table with Amanda to try drafting a nice letter. I start writing. Damien. I do hope this letter finds you in good health. Good one. What's next? I must confess of my amateur control of the written word. Dad, have some faith in yourself. Okay, we're trucking along. Let him know how you're feeling. You find me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. Nice. Ask him to hang out already. True art takes time, Amanda. While the strange turn of events, I found myself enamored on the situation at hand. Bring it home, Pops. Let me take you out. I got 2 tickets now. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. Smooth. Calling it the cinema is a classy move. Enclosed, you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusades, Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you will find both titillating and enjoyable. Namaste. Then I sign my name, my full name, fancier that way. Geralt of Rivia.
Oh.
Is this okay? Amanda reads over my sloppy handwriting. Damien, I do hope that this letter finds you in good health. I must confess of my amateur control of the written word, as well as my even more amateur penmanship. Your letter found me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. While a strange turn of events, I found myself enamored of the situation at hand. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. Enclosed, you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you will find both titillating and enjoyable. Namaste, Geralt of Rivia. You spelled his name wrong. What? Nah, I'm just trying to keep you on your toes. Now all I have to do is seal it and put it in his mailbox. Can I seal it with tape? That's not authentic enough. I have an idea. I'll be right back. Amanda leaves the room and returns with a candle, a lighter, and a small piece of wood. You gotta have a wax seal. She lights the candle, which starts to burn down and form a pool of melted wax. What's the other thing? Amanda pours some of the wax onto the folded letter, expertly presses a small piece of wood to it. She lets it dry for a second and pulls the wood away, revealing, here it is, your sigil. A little kitten with a bow tie on its head. Awesome. 10 out of 10 would use. I think my sister-in-law has one that's just like a really fancy A. I have one somewhere in my office. I don't know what it is anymore, because it's not like an actually useful one. Scrapbooking stuff always comes in a clutch. Well, I guess all there is to do is to deliver it to his doorstep now, huh? Oh, I thought we were going to get a carrier pigeon to do it. I already called my guy. Not sure if serious. I have a pigeon guy. Marcus has the good pigeons. Still not sure if serious. Don't get your pigeons from Anthony. They're no good. I don't want to know if any of this is true. I head outside and walk over to Damien's house. I slip his letter into the slot of the door and go back home. Mission accomplished. Now we play the waiting game. The night finally rolls around where I'm supposed to meet Damien. The next day he had left another beautifully crafted letter thanking me for mine and agreed to the evening. We're going to save just in case. I don't think there's a mini game. Amanda helps me pick out a nice outfit, and I show up to the theater a little bit early. It's a chilly night, and the theater is kind of crowded, but it's still nice. How do you do? I jump at the sound of his voice and turn to see Damien right behind me. Almost gave me a heart attack. How long were you there for? I don't know. I just walked up. My apologies if I frightened you. Was that thunder? Is it going to rain soon? I didn't hear anything. What?
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 Oh, no.
Regardless, the hour grows close.
Oh.
Shall we take our seats in the cinema? I must thank you again for purchasing our tickets. Please allow me to repay the deed in Sour Patch Kids, or perhaps Milk Duds. Let's do it. We get in line to buy snacks. As we're waiting, I hear a familiar voice behind us. Ugh, my dad's here. Turn around to find Lucian standing a few feet behind us with a gaggle of other goth kids. Lucian, how nice to see you. I didn't know you were coming to the theater. I'm glad to see you spending some quality time with your friends. Whatever, Dad. And what movie will you be attending tonight? My friends are making me see some kids' movie about talking animals. I really don't care about it. Well, I do hope you enjoy your evening. We'll be watching Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies.
What?
You? Watching that? Yeah, I thought Damien would enjoy it. Ha! Good luck with that, Dad. Lucian rejoins his friends, and I look over Damien. Good luck with what?
Hmm.
It's nothing. My son loves to tease. We wait in line for a little longer. Damien buys us snacks. He seems a little nervous. I wonder what's wrong.
Huh.
Damien and I take our seats and settle in for the previews. Glancing at him, I can see that he's sweating profusely and gripping the armrests. It's kind of my brother. I know people who are just like not into theaters. Is everything okay? Everything is perfectly fine. I'm so excited for this film. I'm a devoted patron of the arts, especially the scary arts. The scarier the art, the better. Stay hydrated, my friends. Do you have a favorite horror movie? Of course, I have a favorite horror movie. Mine is Halloween Town. Terrifying. Oh, interesting. That's a Disney movie. That's odd. I don't seem to remember Halloween Town being that scary. I would expect him to bring up some sort of strange foreign horror film that I've never heard of. Damien's knuckles are turning white. He looks like he's about to rip the arm off. Wait a second. Damien, are you afraid of horror movies? I don't like horror movies. You must be joking. I love horror movies. The lights dim for the film. Damien screams. I apologize. I was thinking about something far scarier than this movie, which is not scary at all. We settle in as the film starts. I offer Damien some licorice and he takes one. Take note of how much his hands are shaking. The title flashes across the screen in bloody letters. Vampire Crusade 2. Evil Never Dies. Pale man with long silver hair, glittering red eyes, and well-oiled abs sits up in his coffin. Awaken my coven! Two more vampires slide on top of their stone coffins onto the floor. Brother, it is that time. Yes, husband. Yes, husband. But also, mortal enemy, it is time. The three look at each other, and then to the camera. For the Vampire Crusade! This rules. The trio of vampires fly off into the night as foreboding organ plays off in the distance. I somehow get lost into the movie. As dumb as it sounded, it's actually a pretty fun flick. We get to a tense moment of the movie where Romulus Trueblood sits at a truce meeting with the general of the human army, whose wife Romulus has fallen in love with. Romulus, it is a good time to finally meet you. General, I agree. It's good to finally blood you. Romulus leaps out and slashes the general's throat. Blood splatters all over everything, including the camera. Damien screams again, reflexively grasping my hand. I immediately blush, forgetting about the vampires, or blood, or vampiric blood. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Damien retracts his hand and places it back in his lap. I was writing a novel in my head about blood magic, and I got to an extremely scary section. Damien goes back to quietly stressing out over the movie. It's kind of cute that he won't admit he's afraid of it. I wish you would hold my hand again. Maybe I could do something to try and make him feel more comfortable. I've got it. I'll do what all dads do best. Talk during the movie. We're gonna tell a dad joke. Where does a dog go when he loses its tail?
What?
Where? To the retail store. I yell the last bit a little too loud for a crowded movie theater, but I can see a smile and form on Damien's face. Good one, Geralt. The rest of the movie goes by relatively smoothly, with only a few whimpers from Damien. Maybe he would have liked the rom-com better. We get to the final scene of the movie, where Romulus' bad blood and the general's wife embrace each other in his crypt. It appears that the true Vampire Crusade was the Vampire Crusade in our hearts, our cold, unbeating hearts. Romulus and the general's wife begin making out. Hard.
What?
The film fades to black, and the end appears on the screen. But then it hard cuts to Demetrius and his rival lover Camilla, who watch the two from afar. Oh no! Twist ending! Our bloodlines have been pure for 1,000 years. Romulus has betrayed us by loving a human woman, and must only be a short time before the next Vampire Crusade 3. Evil must die again. More thunder, more ominous organs. The movie fades out again, and a bloody question mark now accompanies the end. Damien and I walk out of the movie theater amongst the chattering moviegoers. He's a little more pale than I remember, but otherwise he survived the encounter. He even seems kind of invigorated. What an interesting film. While the premise admittedly struck me as pedestrian, I was intrigued by its harrowing love story and great attention to detail in regards to vampiric lore. Yeah, it was pretty good. A lot more vampiric titties than I thought there would be. Come, the night is young. Let's take a stroll. Damien and I make a point of not telling me. Is making a point of not telling me where he's taking me. Still, I'm enjoying the walk and the cool night air. Being alone here with Damien is a lot better than being in a crowded theater. Lovely night, isn't it? As lovely as the company, yes. He thinks I'm lovely. Damn. Okay, here comes the smooth response. Thanks. No problem. Crushed it. We both stand there feeling a little awkward. I'm sure one smooth operator. Are you getting a little hungry? Maybe we could stop off and grab something to eat. Worry not, friend. I have a plan. We turn the corner and are greeted by the gates of the cemetery. What? Are we going in there? A little bit of Victorian flavor, Geralt. Trust me. I'm a bit nervous, but Damien hasn't led me wrong yet. I follow his lead as we walk to the cemetery. Statues of angels stare down at us as we follow a path through the faded tombstones. As we crest a small hill, we get a beautiful view of the city. The night's lights sparkle around us. Gotta hand it to him. For being in a cemetery, this is strangely romantic. Picnicking in graveyards is an old Victorian tradition. An appropriate finish to an evening after a vampire movie, wouldn't you say? With a flourish, Damien produces a blanket and picnic basket. Wait, where were you hiding that? Under my cloak? Oh, right. Damien unfolds the blanket and we both sit down, gazing out at the city light. He produces a bottle of red wine and a fine selection of cheeses. In the Victorian era, there were no public art galleries, parks, or botanical gardens to speak of. Once rural graveyards became more popular alternative to church burials, they became the only place that people could see beautiful plant life and fine sculptures. That makes sense. This place is pretty nice. I have a question, though. How were you so okay being in a graveyard, but you had trouble handling a scary movie?
Oh my.
I wasn't... He sighs deeply. Okay, yes, I was extremely scared by that movie. I was not writing a book about blood magic in my head. I just have never been good at those. I just feel as if how I would look and act, people expect me to love horror films, so I must play the part. Truth be told, I don't know if I have the constitution for them at times. Damien, I'm so sorry. If I had known that, I would have suggested another movie. It's quite alright. I actually did find myself enjoying this one thanks to your help. Graveyards, however, I think there's something rather beautiful about death. Cemeteries are traditionally built away from cities, away from the realm of the living, and it keeps us rather separated from it. To acknowledge death and be comfortable with it, I think gives us a certain intimate knowledge of ourselves. To sit amongst generations of those who came before us, to be truly alive in the midst of so much death brings me great comfort. Death helps me appreciate life. To savor every second. We sit and enjoy our food and wine. I don't feel scared anymore. Never thought I'd be comfortable sitting alone in a graveyard at night, but I actually feel peaceful. Suddenly, it doesn't seem like we're alone. Off in the distance, I see a shadowy figure in the trees. What is that? I'm not sure. I'd noticed us. I'm paralyzed with fear as it begins to limber slowly towards us. It's taking shape, a more animal form, more feral. I look at Damien for help, but he's just as afraid and transfixed as I am. I want to scream, but it's stuck in my throat. The creature's getting closer, moving faster. Woof! Oh. It's a dog. It finally comes to the light. The friendliest, dumbest little Boston Terrier I've ever seen pulls its owner towards us. The dog trots over to Damien and sniffs at his hand. Damien looks ecstatic. He ruffles the dog's fur happily. What a beautiful dog. Hey! We both look up, not expecting to see. Thanks. Robert, what are you doing out here on this lovely evening? Hunting cryptids. What? What? I didn't know you had a dog.
Hey.
This isn't my dog. I found her wandering in the streets. I put a leash on her, and now we're walking around this graveyard together, hunting cryptids.
Oh.
Damien and I share a look.
Hmm.
May I give her a treat? Sure. Wouldn't give her cheese, though. Not to worry. Damien reaches into the depths of his cloak and produces a small dog treat. What else is he keeping in there? The dog laps up the treat and crunches away, tail wagging furiously. Damien continues to smooth down her fur. Thanks.
Ah.
My absolute pleasure. Damien shakes the dog's paw. Lovely to meet you, my friend. May our paths cross again. Damien and his dog disappear into the darkness again. Damien stares after them. I didn't know you liked dogs.
Oh.
Victorians love dogs, actually. Most Victorian woman of high fashion would always be accompanied by a small dog such as a terrier or a Maltese. I think big dogs are nice too. Big dogs are fantastic. Pibbles are best dogs. Yeah, man, dogs are cool.
Ah.
I do believe we've had enough excitement for one night. What say we make our way home? Damien hops to his feet and extends a hand to help me up. I gladly take it as my knees aren't what they used to be. He packs up our picnic basket and leads us out of the graveyard. As we begin to walk home, I take one last look at the cemetery. It really is beautiful. Like a proper gentleman, Damien walks me to my doorstep. Thank you, ever so kindly, for your company tonight. Damien, it was my pleasure. Geralt, if you allow me, it would bring me great joy to offer you a token of my affection. Damien reaches his cloak and pulls out a folded, monogrammed handkerchief. He presses it to my hand. Wow, thank you, Damien. I will use this to dry my tears for those I've lost. A noble purpose. Damien shuffles his feet. I just want to say that it's rare to find someone like you, someone who's open to my eccentrics. It's nice to feel so accepted. Thank you. That's kind of how I feel like when somebody's like, because I'm kind of weird and crazy, and they're like, no, you're cool, and I'm just like, and excited. It's nice. Damien gives my hand a quick squeeze. Damien blushes and hastily retracts his hand. I must take my leave. Good night. Before I can say anything else, he's gone. Huh. I unlock the door and step inside. Like a whirlwind, Amanda runs from the window and plops down on the couch, trying to look nonchalant.
Huh.
Hey, Dad, what's up? Were you watching me from the window? No, I was just, Okay, yes, how was the movie? Lots of vampire titties. Told you. But, as it turns out, Damien is Wait, Amanda doesn't need to know that. I'll keep that between me and Damien. Scary cool. Yep, he's as cool. He's so cool, it's scary. Nice save, Geralt. Did you know that graveyards used to be a place to throw parties? I think I'm misremembering that. Wow, that's pretty punk. Also, we saw a dog. Definitely thought it was a werewolf for a minute, though. How can you be sure it wasn't a werewolf? How can you be sure that I'm not a werewolf? And how can I be so sure you're not a werewolf? Amanda eyes narrow. I don't trust you. Nor I you. We make intense, weary eye contact for a second. Anyway, calling it a night. Don't stay up too late, will ya? I'll try not to howl at the moon past midnight. I talk to my dad in very strange ways, too.
Are you familiar with the works of Corey Feldman? He simply slayed in The Lost Boys.
I love it. All right. Well, it's been a long day. Just about ready to pack it in. A few bites of ice cream from the freezer, I turn off the lights and walk down the hall to my room. Wonder if Amanda's still awake. The kid needs some sleep. As I pass the room, I can hear a faint sound, but I can't tell what it is. I get a little closer. Is she crying? Amanda? Not right now. So she's crying. She's upset. No. She's just doing stuff. Third date. Alright. Ask her what happened. No, we're just gonna kind of pick her a little bit. She's upset. We're like, what's going on? So apparently she's having problems with school or with her friends. They're just like really kind of turning their backs on her. So that's what's going on. I say, I'm sorry. So I make her, I'm sorry, you're sad, but I support you 100%. Dad. He makes this great cake, and that's actually really impressive. And she loves it. So we eat this cake. The other one. So they had a fight. Turns out one of the Emmas is dating the boy Noah that she liked. They've been dating in secret. And then they went all out for nachos when she invited them for nachos, but they were all like, oh, I'm trying to, like, oh, but like doing all this. They said they had to study. And then she went to the mall and found them all there. And they were just, it's just, I cannot believe that. So that's what's going on. Just typical teenage shenanigans. And she's just like, why was she dejected? No, it's not dumb. It's cool to be upset. We understand. High school, honey, high school sucks. You make friends with people just because they're there. When you're still living in your hometown, there's a pretty small pool of people to choose from. But once you go to college, and once you get out into the real world, you're going to be exposed to all sorts of people, and it's going to be easier to make friends with people who really get you. Some of those friendships can last a lifetime. I mean, look at me and Craig. Some of them only last a little while, and that's okay too. You're going to make so many awesome new friends at the art school. Ultimately, I think it says way more about their character than it does yours, because you're amazing. And if they can see that, well, that's their problem. Ugh, sorry, my ear itched. Yeah, like, I talked to just a few people from high school. Very few. But I talked to quite a few of my college buddies. Like John, who comes in here every now and then. So, and yes, they ate the whole cake. Well, they chatted, because
too, Dad.
Stuff happens. All right.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Uh-oh. Buddy, I have a favor to ask. Robert invited me over for dinner. And I know it's kind of faux pas to invite another bro, but I know the guys for years, and I still can't get a good read on him. And I know it's going to be super awkward if I go by myself. Will you please come with me? I love food. I especially love food that's free. And I don't know why you're so sweaty. You're so sweaty over cooking, but sure. Yeah, dude, I'm down. Thank you. I really hope that's the sweat of relief. So this is new. This is from the Dad Definitive Edition. Doesn't sound too bad. I can go for free food, but why is Craig being so apprehensive? Does he know something about Robert that I don't? I have not done Robert or Craig's things, so I don't know. Yeah, dude, I'm down. Craig and I decided to meet up before heading over to Robert's place. Craig's waiting on my porch, a bottle of white wine in hand. Geralt, bro, I'm glad to see you. Likewise, man. Classy of you to bring wine. Oh, it's not wine, it's sparkling apple cider. Robert literally has a wine cellar, so I think he's good. Wow. Or at least I think he has a wine cellar. I'm generally unsure if he was telling the truth or not. I could never tell with him. Thank God it's not just me. I never know. He's so deadpan about everything. I usually just laugh it off, but man, that guy's an enigma. We started walking over to Robert's house. Does Robert even know how to cook? I have sincere doubts about whether he even knows how to shave properly or iron his shirts. I can't iron. I feel like you learned to cook after you learned those two first.
Nice.
One time I saw him grab a hot dog from a trash can. I mean, it was at the very top of the trash can, like sitting above it. But still, if we were on a trail, I think the jury would definitely be that it's in the trash. In his defense, I've definitely considered grabbing food from the very top of a trash before. Well, yeah, I think we've all considered it, but the difference is that Robert actually did it. True, maybe he's the enlightened one. Maybe we're holding ourselves back. We arrive at Robert's house and ring the doorbell, but the doorbell won't chime. Hmm, must be broken. Craig knocks on the door a few times. Since when does Robert have a dog? I don't know. That's weird. I can hear Robert just inside. 1 second! This is uncharted territory, Geralt. What if he's the one making barking noises and there is no dog? Don't say that. We're not even inside yet. Finally, the door opens. Robert looks a little surprised to see me. Geralt, I didn't know you'd be tagging along.
I don't know.
Did Craig not tell Robert I was coming? Come on, Craig. I can leave if there's not. No, it's fine. Come on in. We enter Robert's living room, which is surprisingly really nice. Super messy, but still nice. Make yourselves at home. We can still hear barking from the other room. I didn't know you have a dog, Robert. Oh yeah, that's Betsy. We have to put her up when guests are over. She'll calm down in a bit. What kind of dog is she? Pit bull, rescued from the dog fighting ring a few years back. She hates strangers, but if I let her out right now, I'd probably have to take you both to the ER. Okay. Shame on you for that. Like, when people come over to my house, my pit bulls get excited. But that's because they would like to love you. And they're going to kiss you to death. And wag tail and whip you with their tail wagging. It's true. Then if you start petting Vincent, and God help you if you stop, a dog will be in your lap begging you for more head pats. Pit bulls are big love muffins.
Oh.
Craig and I make contact. He raises an eyebrow at me. Oh, okay. Anyway, dinner should be ready in a minute. Hope you guys like osobuka. Robert leaves the room, presumably to go to the kitchen. Craig leans in and whispers, Was the dog fighting thing real, or was he kidding? I don't know.
Hey.
What's osobuko? I don't know either. Did he make up that word? Until I have buko in front of me, I can only assume so. We sit in silence for a second, taking in Robert's living room. Are we about to get sawed? Nah, usually you wake up in those situations. We voluntarily walked into this one.
Nice.
Robert finally walks into the room, carrying 3 paper plates of steaming food like a waiter. I don't have a dining table. Don't trust them. So we're eating here. Also, I don't have real people plates. Hope that's okay. Robert sets plates in front of us on the coffee table. I still can't tell what it is. Looks like meat, maybe? Lots of sauce? I could make out some vegetables. I think that might be rice. Could also be pasta. Guess there's only one way to find out. I take a bite.
Nice.
Oh my god. I take another bite. The medley of flavors in this dish is amazing. The meat is so tender and the risotto, I think that's what it is so creamy. Robert, this is really incredible. You cooked this? I fished it out of the dumpster behind the restaurant. Or at least I think it was a restaurant.
Hey.
Can you believe people just throw this stuff away? I almost gag. I'm kidding. I look over at Craig, who's weary, but still has a mouthful. He gives Robert a thumbs up. Glad you like it. Where did you learn to cook like this? Worked at a restaurant in Spain for a hot sec. Is he messing with us? I decided to play along. You lived in Spain. After I dropped out of college, I went backpacking through Europe. Crashed on couches, sleeping in hostels, wherever. Totally broke. Worked a couple of odd jobs whenever I could scrape together some cash. One night, I'm eating dinner at this restaurant just outside of Madrid. I go to pay and realize I spent the last of my money on booze the night before. I'm in the middle of ditching when the manager catches me and puts me to work in the kitchen. Long story short, they ended up liking me so much they offered me a job. Why not, right? Started living with some distant relatives on my mom's side. Over the course of 2 years, I worked my way up from busboy to sous chef. Learned a lot. Craig and I wait for the punchline. What night watchman did he swindle to get to the back of the States? Who did he con in a game of poker in the back room of a speakeasy for safe passage in the crew quarters of a cargo ship? Anyway, I still love to cook. I don't know what's real anymore, but this food is so good, I kinda don't care. That's amazing. It really is. To be totally honest, I wasn't exactly expecting gourmet cooking here, especially not served on paper plates. I don't care about presentation. The food's good, it should speak for itself. This osobuco is screaming for itself. And paper plates are just as good as regular plates if you double them up. Shoulder itched. Hey, is it bad to ask for seconds? Help yourself, but save room for dessert. I made lemonberry savarin.
Oh.
Well, aren't you just full of... Geralt looks over at me.
Hey!
Surprises. Robert winks. You bet I am.
Huh.
You can come over for dinner anytime.
Hey.
Craig.
Nice.
I'm gonna go get seconds. Me too. After consuming way more usobuco than my body could handle, and then really ensuring a then really in- and then really ensuring a later food coma with a generous serving of whatever Seraphim was, Craig and I decided to head out.
Oh.
Thanks for coming. I'm making an attempt to be more social. Well, we're always happy to stop by if you want company, especially if there's ossobuco involved. He totally was like, Craig is welcome,
You've
but
got
not you.
dads.
All right, let's go on a date. Come on, Damien. Third date. It's time. Let's go. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ever since we had that picnic in the graveyard, Damien and I have been spending a lot of time together. We go on nighttime strolls pretty regularly. He was so impressed with the first letter I wrote that he insists we only communicate by post instead of doing things through DadBook. I initially protested, but he gave me one of his old signet rings to use as a seal for my letters, and I couldn't say no. Hanging out with that Goth Dad again? Please, Amanda, you know his name. And yes, be honest with me here, Pops. Is he actually a vampire? I remember you inviting him into our house that one time, and I've seen Lost Boys, and I honestly would have preferred trying to see if he could have walked through the threshold of our house under his own power. Yes, Amanda. I have become Damien's familiar. I am compelled under his curse. I'm sorry, sweetie. Turn into a bat. I don't think... What's the point of being a vampire if you can't turn into a bat? Well, okay, I'm off. Are you taking the car, or are you flying off into the night on the leathery wings of a bat? One of those. While I'm out, you can throw away the garlic bread in the freezer so that I don't die. That would be great. I'm keeping it there as insurance. You understand, right? That's my girl. Damien and I walk along the water's edge, chatting. Damien's cloak. He hates it when people call it a cape. But it's above the knee. So it's a cape. And if it doesn't have a hood, it's not a cloak. I'm just saying, if we're going to get really technical, it's not a cloak. Now I have to go look that up. Hold on. Yep, we're taking a second. Cloak versus cape. The main difference between a cape and their cloak is their length. Capes are shorter and typically reach the wearer's hips and thighs, while cloaks are often longer and reach below the knee. Both capes and cloaks are sleeveless outer garments made of a single piece of fabric that hangs loose. Told you. Let's see. Let's see. The main difference: capes sleeveless outer garment connects to the neck. Cloak that hangs loosely from the shoulders and falls below the knees. Okay, popular amongst cosplayers from historical hobbies of the Lord of the Rings movies wear cloaks. Superheroes often ladies cover their formal evening wear and use them in some military. Okay, so I'm right and not right. Okay, so technically it's both. Like, it's short, so it's more of a cape, but it attaches at the shoulders, so that's kind of more of a cloak thing. My aunt actually, she does historical reenactments. She used to. She Shakespearean reenactments, so she made all of her own clothing, so I know about them. And just gonna screenshot this real quick. And so I do know about them. I've made my own cloak actually, and it's amazing. It's a little shorter now because I made it when I was shorter, but it's amazing. I'm just saying. He's kind of flirting with is it a cape or is it a cloak? This is gonna seem like a silly question, but why do Goths wear black? Goth subculture has always been associated with death, so it would make sense that the style surrounding it would be greatly influenced by mourning. Interesting enough, though, was that the Victorian era, Queen Victoria herself mourned the death of her late husband for 10 whole years, wearing black for the rest of her life. If that's not goth, I don't know what is. I have another question.
Oh,
Go ahead. How are you so comfortable with death? You mentioned in the graveyard that it helps you appreciate your life or something? I've experienced several losses on the course of my life, and I truly believe that the only manageable way to cope with it is to accept that death is simply part of living. It is the single universal truth for every human who has ever lived. I'm going to die. You're going to die. All life carries on without us. I'm surprisingly nonchalant about death as well, for the same reason, so. I also will make really bad jokes about death, but not usually in front of good company or streams. But if you ever need to make them, I'm your gal. Doesn't that make you feel scared? Not at all. Without the advances of modern science, death was everywhere in the Victorian era, and yet funerals were major social functions. Victorians were obsessed with mementos of their loved ones, even going so far as to take laboratory staged photographs of their dead relatives. The minitude of mourning was so complex that there were set periods of grieving that were deemed acceptable based on who in your life had passed. Now, we don't have any of that. If you lose someone, you end up feeling lost yourself because we have no modern equivalent of those formalities. We need to allow ourselves to grieve, to feel that loss fully, but not allow it to consume us. So no, I'm not afraid of death. I believe it is a waste to spend your life dreading the end of it. The time we have here is brief and fleeting and occasionally cruel, but it is all the times precious. To stare death in the face and live despite it, I think, is a noble existence. Let's save the mourning for the dead. Wow, that's beautiful. I could see the moonlight in the bay glint off Damien's eyes. He smiles. We turn to the harbor and watch ships pass, breathing in the salty air. It's kind of light out, but we'll go with it. I look to Damien again, and can't help but be entranced by his charm, his mystery. I find everything about him so fascinating. I lean in closer to Damien, closing my eyes as I do so. I'm so sorry I had to take this. Damien steps away to answer his phone. Oh, I know, I hope this isn't Lucian again. After speaking in hushed tones for a few minutes, Damien returns to me. Everything okay?
What?
There's an emergency! Lucian? No, thankfully, but I must take my leave. Oh, okay. Is there anything I can do to help? Dads do have to stick together, right? You know it. Then come. There isn't time to waste. After a short drive in silence, we arrive at a rundown building on the outskirts of town. Where are we? It's better if I just show you. I push the surprisingly heavy open door to find myself in a dimly lit waiting room. A few rickety chairs line the walls, and there doesn't seem to be anyone behind the front desk. There are a few paintings and pictures on the walls, but they're so nondescript I'm still unsure of what kind of place this even is. Wait here for a moment. I'll be right back. Damien walks off down a corridor, his boot heels echoing through the halls of the seemingly empty building. Well, judging by the pet carriers and the gates, I'm gonna say this is a vet's office. Just saying. Distant howls echo from someplace I can't see, and there's a faint scratching sound, like claws on tile. I cautiously peek down the hall and find stall after stall of scared-looking dogs. A few of them notice me and skitter up to the chain-link fence, sticking their noses through to sniff the air. What have I gotten myself into? Suddenly, the lights shut off. I panic, unsure of where I am or how I can get out. I stumble through the darkness, my breathing getting heavier and heavier. Damien? The lights finally turn back on. Hey, sailor. Mary, what are you doing here? You aren't here for the fight club? I, don't want to get punched in the face? Great, because this is an animal shelter. A what? We take care of stray animals, and then people adopt the stray animals. Didn't you see the pets when you walked in? Oh, Hello, I see you're playing with Daddy Witcher. Yes, it is Daddy Witcher today. I couldn't figure out who I wanted to be. So it's a Witcher. So we decided to go full Witcher. And we're romancing the Goth Dad today. You're just in time for the third date. So it's kind of fun. And it's funny, to actually pick which dad I was going to date today, I actually texted my real dad and was like, Dad, who should I date? And I gave him the list, and he was just like, You're a strange child, but you should date Goth Dad. I was like, Thanks, Dad. Why not? He accepts it, even if he thinks I'm weird. He also missed me having to look up the differences between a cape and a cloak. And I'm like, no, he's technically wearing I was like, no, he's wearing a cape, not a cloak. And apparently Damien gets all upset when people refer to his cape as a cape. And he's like, no, it's a cloak. And I'm like, bro, that's too short to be a cloak. Cloaks are longer, they go below the knee. Yours is thigh high. It's a cape. Oh, sorry, I just didn't expect you to see you volunteering at an animal shelter.
Get a rest, buddy.
Oh, wow. Okay, kid, way to put me in a box. Dames, you hear this baloney? Just one moment. Thunder cracks as the door bursts open. Appearing from the shadows I see Damien. What? What? What is this? Where is my god dad? Um, hey. It's Damien. He looks completely different. No cloak, no Victorian era clothing, no makeup. Thigh-high cloaks. It's not a thing. I wasn't planning on sharing this side of me until much later, but I'm not as goth as you think. I'm a systems administrator for the IT department of a realty company. I wear tennis shoes to work and I listen to Bruce Springsteen. I enjoy going to the hardware store and looking at storage solutions, and I volunteer at this animal shelter in my spare time. I'm boring. I'm fascinated with Victorian history and the goth lifestyle. That's much is true. It's not all that I am, and I need you to know that. Oh, I,
Hmm?
hate to kill the moment here, but there's some pressing business that needs attending
What?
to. Oh, right. It's Duchess Cordelia. Again? Who's Duchess Cordelia? She's one of the pups, gets out all the time. She somehow learned how to open the door, and now she's unstoppable. When did she get out?
Ah.
This morning. I went to go sing sea shanties to the cats, and when I came back, she had already bolted. I have to stay here with the pets, so I need you two to go and find her. Of course. Where could she be?
Ugh.
She always ends up running off to the same places. Here, let me draw you a map. Mary starts scribbling on the back of a pen adoption form.
Huh?
She's very smart, ruthless even. You need to stay on your toes and get her back by sundown, or else she'll turn into a werewolf and start eating people. What? You're a perfect little peach, Geralt. I just don't want her to be stuck outside when it's cold. Oh, I'll grab some treats and we can hit the road. Damien and I look over the map Mary created for us. I love this. Mario Batali, Kale, Coffee, I guess this is, what's his face? Coffee Dad, Nerd's house, Mary's sick pad, Smalls, Dames, other Nerd's house. I don't know which house is mine. Well, I'm next to Mary's sick dad. I live next door. So I guess this is my house, is Nerd's house. I think that's mine. And so that would make sense. The coffee spoon, softball field, the aquarium, shelter, Bayside, the ocean, or whatever. It's amazing. Although that is the front side of a proper piece of paper and not an adoption form. Oh man, I'm nurse house. Oh. I guess I could have just like looked at the dialogue and been like, I wonder which house is mine. It says it right there. I really should have made coffee before the stream. At least you're not at the other nerd's house. Looks like you're moving up in the pecking order. Congrats, kiddo. Congrats, kiddo. Where should we head first? Well, let's head to the cul-de-sac. I was wondering when you were going to see the dialogue. I never said I was the brightest bulb in the bunch, okay? But it's just like, I was happy to try and figure it out myself. I guess Mario Batali is rival dad, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna go to the cul-de-sac. Damien and I exit the parking lot and start driving towards town. I look over at him. He seems concerned. Shouldn't be too hard to find Duchess, right? She's a pretty big pup. Mary wasn't kidding when she said that dog was smart. One time she correctly guessed the winner of the Kentucky Derby. It was really great year for Bark Bark Bark. I love Kentucky Derby names. I don't know. What do you think the odds are, Geralt? But lo, look upon God's creation, and retch with horror at what he hath forsaken. Hell is empty, and the devils are all here. Nice. I thought that would cheer you up. Let's just hope for the best. We got this. We drive through the cul-de-sac, and everything seems pretty normal. I look at it, looks like Brian's doing yard work. We pull up into Brian's driveway and hop
I
out.
don't know about that.
Hey, don't step on the grass. It's just mowed. Have you seen any unusual activity in the area today?
Hey,
Aside from your underwatered lawn? Ouch. Oh, here we go. How dare you! I take my lawn care very seriously. Geralt, please.
Huh.
We haven't seen you haven't seen a dog running through here, have you?
okay.
Well, a little while ago I heard Maxwell barking at something, and when I came outside my garden had been torn to shreds. It's going to take forever to retill the soil. That could be a dog. Or rather a feisty raccoon. Whatever it is, must have been hungry. Ate all of my tomatoes. I'm very sorry to hear about your garden. If you need assistance restoring it to its former glory, please don't hesitate to contact me.
Hey,
Will do, buddy. Good luck finding that dog.
Oh no.
She's probably still hungry. I wonder if she's looking for more food elsewhere. Let's go to the coffee spoon. We park in front of Matt's coffee shop and walk inside. It seems like a slow day. Matt sits behind the counter reading a book. Hey, Matt!
hey.
Didn't expect to see you two today. What's up? Have you seen any stray dogs around? Actually, yeah, I caught one digging through the trash earlier. It ran away when I tried to get closer, though. Did you see what direction it ran in? Matt thinks for a second. Might have been running east, I think. That pup tore through 3 pans of old Right Said banana bread. Want to take some for the road, just in case? Sure thing. Matt packages up a slice. Thanks for the slice. The road slice. The banana bread's gonna be so good. I think he meant for you to give it to the dog. Right. I meant it's gonna be so good for the dog to eat. He's nibbling some. I feel like we're on the right track. You think? If we keep this up, we'll find the Duchess in no time. Hey, if you like socks so much, why don't you have any? Lucian is severely allergic. I wouldn't put him through that. But there's still dogs in my life, so for that I'm grateful. Fun fact, I'm actually quite allergic to animals as well. So I had the big fluffiest of cats. Still mad at him, because when I found him he was not as extra fluffy. And then as he grew, he became super fluffy, and I was just like, damn it, this is gonna suck. So I take a daily allergy pill, and if I don't, it is no me gusta. There's about to be one more dog in your life, buddy. Splendid attitude. Let's not waste any more time. Verily. Alright, so we headed east. So, coffee spoon. So, apparently we're gonna go to the softball field. According to the guide. Coffee spoon, softball field. We drive to the softball field. Looks like Craig's team is practicing. I wonder if any of the kids saw something. Craig spots us and jogs over. Softball bat slung over his shoulders. Hey bros, what's up? Craig, you wouldn't have happened to see a dog around here, have you? One escaped from the animal shelter, and we're trying to locate her.
Oh,
I don't think so. Maybe one of the girls saw something.
nice.
Girls! Hi, Amanda's dad. Hi, Lucian's dad. We have names. No, you never have names. You are just so-and-so's parent. Just same thing with the dogs. I know my neighbor's dogs, and I know that they are the people who are with them are so-and-so's are the dog's humans. I have no idea what their names are. Girls, have you seen any dogs around? There was a big dog here earlier. She ran off a while ago, though I don't think she had an owner, but he really wanted to play. We tried to play fetch with her, but she just took one of the softballs and ran. I think she ate it, actually. My dogs destroyed a softball. She was a lot of dog. Here, take another softball. Might come in handy.
Oh,
Many thanks, Craig. Okay. So now we're going to go to Bayside. We arrive at the Bayside. Just like old times, eh?
oh.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I mean, earlier today. So what do you think? Any signs of the pooch? None yet. Although who knows if she made it onto any of these ships? The Duchess would do that? I wouldn't put it past her to know how to navigate in rough seas and without a compass. Very smart. Pops? Damien and I turn around to see my daughter. Amanda, what are you doing here? Did you just think I stayed outside all day vegging out on the couch and watching TV? Oh, sorry. What are you doing? I'm heading home to go veg out on the couch and watch TV. That's what I do after this.
Oh.
Had to get a burrito first. Oh, God, I want a burrito.
Ah.
Young miss, have you seen a dog around here? Oh, you bet. I saw a Pomeranian with a bow tie around its neck. I saw a big old Doberman named Henry. There was a stroller full of Yorkies, a Greyhound, a Golden Retriever. Did you see a Mastiff anywhere? No dice. I would definitely have remembered that. So she's a small pony. Got it.
Huh.
I gotta run though. This Rito has about 10 minutes before the cheese breaks down the molecular structure of the tortilla and makes it all soggy. You understand. I do? Of course. Have a lovely evening, Miss Rivia. Matt said the Duchess went east from the coffee shop, but there's no sign of her here. I suppose we need to go not so east? I fear that the hours are growing short. We must make haste if we are to find the Duchess by sundown. Damien's looking more stressed out by the minute. I gotta think of something to lighten the mood. Hey, how many goths does it take to screw in a light bulb? I don't know. How many? 1. Goths are very capable, especially when they're looking for a dog. Damien smiles to himself. Keep reading Damien's directions from the maps as we drive around town. We're going to go to the aquarium. Damien and I stop by the aquarium. Everything looks in order here, but it might help to get out of the car and take a look. You see anything? No dog. Not even a sign of her. Did you know that penguins are considered the Goths of the sea? Damien, I want to believe you so badly. All right. I'm gonna go back to the cul-de-sac. We arrive at the cul-de-sac to find everything normal, except... Uh-oh. Hugo's front door is wide open. She can open doors. This is classic Duchess Cordelia, a telltale sign. We should approach with caution. Whatever goes down in there, I've got your back. We creep up onto the porch and step inside. There, sitting in the center of Hugo's living room like she owns the damn place, is one of the biggest dogs I've ever seen. Woof. Well, she hasn't broken anything in here yet. Wonderful. Now all we have to do is get this leash on her before she tries to escape again, and get out of here before Hugo comes home. Easy peasy. Duchess, come here. The Duchess eyes Damien warily. As he approaches, she begins to growl. She's on her guard. We'll need another plan. Let's give her the banana bread. I reach into my pocket and pull out a slice of rice-said banana bread Matt gave me. Duchess sniffs the air and hones in on the bread. Come here, girl. Nice and easy. I've got something yummy, homemade, vegan, and possibly gluten-free banana bread, if that's what you're into. The Duchess cautiously approaches me and gives the bread a good sniff before taking it from my hand, dropping it on the ground like dogs always do for some reason. She curls up and starts munching on the bread. It's gotta be on carpet, though. Must always be on carpet, or a nice rug. Success! Damien walks up behind Duchess and attaches the leash to her collar. She immediately notices and starts whining. It's time to go home now, Duchess. Damien gives a tug on the leash. She won't move. Duchess, what happened to our rapport? You and I used to be bosom buddies. She still doesn't move. She's huge. There's no way we could even try to lift her. Well, this is a weird situation to be in. I think we're literally trespassing in our friend's house with this large dog. What are you nerds doing? Ernest stands in the doorway with a plate of pizza rolls. Man, I love pizza rolls. I'm probably actually going to go make some after this because now I really, really want them. Super Sled, you always come in when there's food. What is it? You just, like, this whole time there's... Okay, you did miss food because apparently when we do Robert's playthrough, there's a lot of food. So I will be thinking of you, and I will make sure to mention you about it. But I love pizza rolls, man. They are the food of life to me, and I was just... Pizza rolls are my jam. Pepperoni blast. Nice. The Duchess knows Ernest and starts pulling against the leash. Why is this dog in my house? It's a long... The Duchess suddenly breaks free from Damien's grip and hurls towards Ernest. Ah! Ernest and the Duchess fall to the ground. Pizza rolls fly everywhere. This is bad. Ernest, are you okay? Ernest feeds the Duchess a pizza roll. Hey, she likes pizza rolls. Ernest sits up, but the dog keeps licking his face. See, that's how you die to big dogs. It is going to get you, snuggle you, and love it. Food is always fun. Plus, pizza rolls are the best. They are! Oh my gosh! I will not openly admit how many I can eat, but I love them. So good. Except for the combination. I don't quite like those ones. They're okay. But, oh, I love pizza rolls. I eat them with duck sauce, which is the sauce you have usually with like egg rolls that you get from Chinese food places. Try a pizza roll with it. Changes your life. It sounds weird. It sounds crazy, but it's surprisingly delicious. Oh, hey. Hugo stands at the door, looking like he's at a loss for words.
Whoa!
Why are you guys... Whose dog is this? It's a long story, but it involves a large dog who knows how to open doors. Boof. That's a boofer. Hugo, may I present you to Duchess Cordelia? How do you do? Borf. We're friends! The Duchess looks at Ernest's face. She's from the local animal shelter. She got out and we've been chasing her all around town. Your house was her final stop. Dad, can we keep her? Ernest, I don't know if we're set up to take care of
Sweet Manchego.
Wait, did you just call me Dad? Yes, Hugo is always like, Sweet Manchengo! Ren and I say it to each other all the time. She loves it and hates it. It's like, wait, did you just call me Dad? Come on, please, look how cute she is. I mean, my dad has 2 dogs. I have 2 dogs. Hugo sighs. We had been talking about adopting a dog for a while. But you had to promise me you'll take care of her. Yeah, I'll give her all the pizza rolls her little heart desires. I suddenly remember what's on the back of the map and pull out a pen from my pocket. Got the forms ready for you, if you're interested. I'll even waive the adoption fee, since, we technically broke into your household. Well, alright, it's a deal. Hugo steps onto the porch with us and signs the forms while Ernest plays with Duchess inside. He sure seems happy with his new friend.
Ah,
I know. He called me Dad. Could you believe it? Damien places a hand on Hugo's shoulder. I certainly can. I think this will be really good for Ernest. It should teach him some responsibility. You should probably look into getting better locks on your doors, though. The Duchess is a wily one, but do right by her and she'll love you too forever. Yeah, my cat, G, the fluffy one, he can actually open doorknobs. He can. So in my house, I had to make sure I didn't get the lever ones because he could open those. He also knows how to knock on doors, and it's my knock. Like whenever you knock on door, you kind of do the same little weird rhythm pattern. My cat knows it. And he used to freak out my brother when I lived with him because I'd be out, with friends or he'd be home alone and all of a sudden there's someone knocking on his door and rattling the doorknob, and he's in his bedroom and he's just like, someone's trying to break in. So it's just like, so he gets the, old, 9-iron and goes to open the door and then the cat's just sitting there like, Human, I demand food and my human is not here. Present me with the goods. He's too smart for his own good. My cat, not my brother. Well, my brother is, but mostly the cat. Thank you. And long story short, the Duchess now lives with a happy home and neither of us were charged for breaking and entering. So, all in all, I think it was a fine day's work. Nice work, you two.
Hey.
Geralt, you could be a valuable asset to our team of volunteers. If you ever feel like petting some puppies, hit me up. Mary, I always feel like petting puppies.
Ah.
Good to know. Well, I'll catch you fellas later. Mary starts to leave. And one last thing. Damien's been telling me about you. Glad he finally brought you around. Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Damien's my special boy. I love him. We go way back, and I got a vested interest in his health, success, and well-being. If you ever hurt him, Mary, you can fill in the blanks. I gulp. Yes, ma'am. Mary leaves me alone with Damien. So, about the whole goth thing. I, completely understand if you aren't interested in me anymore. What? Am I missing something here? I am not a cool goth prince. I'm boring. I own 5 pairs of set tennis shoes. I wear dumb glasses. Don't you care? Hey, man. He's awesome. I like the slender build guys, too, I like all people. I'm not really, picky. But, even the slender build people. Sometimes I feel a little awkward when people are, when I'm, with someone who's smaller than me. I feel a little weird, but that's, that's life, I I wear, not, I don't know. It's just weird. But glasses are awesome. I cannot wear contact lenses because I have astigmatism, so my eyes are weird shapes. I also have a terrible crippling fear of things near my eye. So the glasses are really helpful. But I can't put in contacts. It takes me 20 minutes to put in one. And that's if it's on my bad eye. The good eye, I'm still terrible, but no contacts for me. Even though I want really cool eye color changing contacts. I want them so bad. I just can't do it. It's weird. It's really weird. He looks so nervous. Damien, do you really think I only like you because of all the goth stuff? I mean, that's all cool, but the best thing about you is how passionate you are about the things you love. History, art, Victoria fashion, dogs, storage solutions. Doesn't matter what it is, you care. Excuse me, and that's awesome. Oof, I used to wear contacts before my eyes got better. Putting them in sucked. Oh my god, trying to get them out was terrible. But I just can't do it. I just cannot. I can't eat, eye drops are hard. I have to be looking all the way over here and oh, it's terrible. It's and I still wince and I have to hold my eye open. Well, now I just screwed up my eyes. I also don't wear eye makeup for that reason because eye makeup is. No, I had to take this brush and put it in my eye and not hit my eye, but get it really close to my eye. I stab myself all the time. I'm like, okay, I gotta line my eye, and then I put on glasses and you don't see it. And I'm like, what is the point? So, that's cool. I do what I do. You care. That's awesome. And also, the glasses are very cute. They are. Ugh. You don't think I'm boring at all? If you were boring, then I don't know what that makes me. I spend too much time online shopping for flashlights. I get excited to mow my lawn on Saturdays. I get cranky about commercials being too loud. I've been thinking about making my own peanut butter. Then maybe we can be boring together? Dude, being boring together is awesome. It really, really is. Like, some of my favorite dates were just boring as heck. Like, I've had friends who come over to my house and we literally just like watch crap on YouTube and just eat snacks. And of course, they just love on my animals. Because that's all what people do. They're like, I'm just going to sit here and love on your. Like, they don't come to visit me, they come to visit my animals. That's all they do. So they sit there, they have a dog or two, they get snuggled. Very few people get to see G. Less see Alucard. But G comes and gets love. So, and you know what? That's okay. Sometimes just being together in the same room is awesome. You know, doing nothing together, just playing on your phones together in the same room. It's nice. And then you can be all like, yeah, look at this meme. Nice, right? I think that's the weird thing about being an adult that no one tells us. Is like, what do you do with adult friends? Whatever the heck you want. Don't have to do anything exciting. You can do boring stuff. Anyhow, I would never be boring if it was with you. Damien suddenly closes the gaps between us and pulls me into a hug. He buries his face in my shoulder. His hair smells like lavender and rosemary. I was so scared you wouldn't like me. Quite the opposite. Damien pulls away for a second and looks me in the eyes. Without the colored context, his eyes are so dark and soulful. Kinda light, but okay. May I kiss you? Thou art welcome. Verily, you may take it upon yourself, You know what? Just kiss me. He smiles lightly and leans in, giving me a gentle kiss. Damien pulls away and gives me an intense look. Do you want to help take care of the puppies? Yes. That's like a hot date. Going to take care of puppies. Damien and I arrive back at the cul-de-sac, our fingers intertwined. Like a proper gentleman, he walks me to my doorstep. This was lovely. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for everything. I'm very happy I could be myself around you. I'm glad, but I have one request. What's that? Can we keep sending each other letters? But of course. Damien kisses me one last time before turning around and heading home. Amanda runs back to the couch from the window and tries to look as nonchalant as possible. Hello, Father. I was sitting here on the couch the entire time. Hi, Amanda. So, are you two guys, like, starting a vampire coven together? Oh, plot twist. Mothman. Damien's actually Mothman. I didn't see it coming either. Genius. Well, whatever's happening, I'm really glad you two are happy. You deserve it, Dad. Aw, shucks. I'm gonna head to bed. Catch you in the morning? Sure thing. I make my way to the bedroom and fall into my bed, with my heart full of excited for the days to come. Yay!
Are you familiar with the works of Corey Feldman? He simply slayed in The Lost Boys.
Yep. It's amazing. It's called masking tape for a reason. Think of everything fine. Alright, so now we get to do the life of crime is finally catching up to you. I tried to send him on a different direction, but even I'm no match for the power and funding of the US government. Law dating daddies. Well, if they're gonna take me alive, they've got another thing coming. I'm kidding. You're right. I have a little surprise for you. Yeah, I can tell you're very bad at lying. So she graduated like a few days ago, and I get her optic cable. So I got her DVD box set of the Long Haul Paranormal Ice Road Ghost Truckers, all 19 seasons, and bonus material, an interview with an actual ghost featured on the show. And then outside is a party with all the dads. Vampire Dad's in his normal dad outfit. So it's your graduation party. Dad.
Alright.
And it's a mac and cheese bar. It's amazing. Then everybody runs off. And then we all have mac and cheese. Then we go around, talk to the other dogs. Don't forget to Mary, who's having a lively conversation with Amanda. We have a really fluffy Samoan right now. His name is Harold. Loves belly rubs. He always tries to lick your face if you get too close. I didn't know they had my dog. Well, my dog's not a Samoan, but still. Mrs. Christensen, thank you so much for telling me in great detail about every single dog currently at the animal shelter. Please tell me about the Afghan with the 3 legs again. Sure, Quadro we call him. He's one of those ironic nicknames. You know, if you're really interested, I could probably steal one for you. Really? Nah, but I could get you in to meet all of them. We could always use extra hands around the shelter. And if those extra hands happen to steal a dog, I'm glad you two are able to bond over cute dogs. Really warms my heart. Dad, we're having a moment. Hey, sailor, your kid's a good egg. Where's your goth prince? You two are usually attached at the hip these days. He's around. Stellar. Mary turns her attention to Amanda. It's not too hard to sneak a dog into college. Trust me, I did it plenty back in the day. At one point, I had 3 cats living in a dorm. I decided to leave that to it. Oh, my nose. All of a sudden, a huge dog leaps into my arms. Duchess! Hugo and Ernest run up to me. The Duchess gives my face a few broad licks and hops down.
know.
We're working on that. Got her in disciplinary class. She's a wild spirit who runs where she may. I don't mind at all. Looks like the 3 of you are getting along nicely. She's a valuable addition to the clan. I don't know why everybody's getting his dad's voice. If I hold up my homework in front of her, she'll eat it. Cool. We'll deal with that later. Duchess Cordelia spots a squirrel and darts across the lawn. Ernest follows after laughing. He's actually been a lot more manageable lately. I think taking care of the dog is good for him. Thanks for breaking into my house, I guess. Anytime. Geralt! Brian, you made it! Ha! I don't pass up on a good Mac. What do you think of the party? It's not bad. Just not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Don't let him bait you. Don't let him bait you. Thank you for the lovely compliment. Daisy trots up. Hi, Amanda's dad. Hey, Brian's daughter. See how that feels? This is a really great party. Thanks so much for inviting us. You're very welcome, tiny child who knows how to pay a compliment. Brian and I lock eyes. This isn't over. Hey, bro. Bro! This is a real rager. Taking our old age into consideration. I'm trying to be in bed at a reasonable hour tonight. Don't let me get too wild. Don't worry, dude. I'll keep an eye on your front gin take. You know, I'm really glad we're bros again. Me too, dude. Then there's the little ones. They ate ice cream cake, and they both ate 4 pieces, but they won't say who.
Nice.
It looks like you've settled into the neighborhood quite nicely. Couldn't ask for a better cul-de-sac. I'm glad. Hopefully we'll see you more at church events. If I do anything, we could hang out sometime. Well, see you later. Plate of mac and cheese. The perfect cheddar to mac ratio. Beautiful little girl. Thanks, Hugo. You know, I'm really pleased to see Amanda going to her dream school. I'm glad she turned it around for the finals. Me too. Scholarship money will really help. And then she's not a teacher, so she's like, alright, we're cool. So you're still mad. Hey. Robert gestures vaguely to the snack table. Good stuff. Thanks. See you later. Hey, man. Matt, let me know when you and Amanda leaves for college. I have a fresh batch of rice-set banana bread ready for her. Thank you. She'll love that. Hey, Amanda's dad. He's walking up to me. Yes, Lucien? Thanks for inviting me to your party. Anytime, bud. I know we've had a rocky start, but glad to know you. I hope you know how much your dad cares about you. Yeah. My dad has had a rough couple of years, and I know that it must not have been easy to raise me alone. He's kind of a weird guy, but I love him a lot, and it seems like you make him happy. So, you're cool in my book. Thank you, Lucien. That means a lot to me. Sure. And let me know if you want me to give you a stick and poke sometimes. No, I do not want a homemade tattoo. Thanks for coming by, Lucien. See you around, Geralt. Alright. Killer party. And she gives me a cute photo of us together. I'm totally not crying. So we're just being cute. She's happy. She's good. We'll eventually go down to the bad ending for her. Pew pew! I take a seat next to Damien as the last guests make their way out of the party. Did you know that in the Victorian era, they would call benches seaty boys? What? Really? I'm kidding, Geralt. But what if? It's good to see you in your civvies again. Thank you. I had a revelation the other day, Geralt, and I think it was largely due to your continued influence upon me. There was a version of myself that might have been embarrassed to show you my true form, my information technology form. But what you said about me, about how my passion was always what you truly admired, that emboldened me to feel like myself regardless of how I choose to dress and act. Instead of separate entities, they are simply different facets of myself, a three-dimensional human being with his own thoughts, wants, and needs. I love dressing the way that I do, but feeling constricted by what I thought was my own personal brand made me lose sight of what I did in the first place, to make myself happy. I place my hand on Damien's and feel a light squeeze. Looking up, I'm greeted by Damien's warm smile. I'm trying to be more comfortable with who I am, rather than dwelling on who I could be to other people. That's a hard thing to do. That is a really hard thing to do. Can't stop smiling. I'm so proud of him. Damien, I'm so happy you've realized that you can be a dog-loving goth. Me too, Geralt. Me too. I mean, you just get a big derpy dogs and you name them after video games. That's why I have Ezio and Vincent and Ghidorah and Alucard, you know? I feel myself inching closer and closer to Damien. I go to brush a lock of his hair off his face, and am shocked at how soft it is. How is your hair so soft? Dog shampoo. I keep running my hands through his hair as he leans closer to me. Placing a hand on the side of my face, he strokes my cheek with his thumb. You know, public displays of affection were considered scandalous in the Victorian era. Damien pulls me in for a kiss. But I think I can make an exception for you. Don't forget to floss. Yay! Who did Damien? Jason Larrock. I don't know who that is, but there we go. Yay! It's amazing. Now we get our special card. Oof. Scandalous. So sexy. Eat plenty of crap. And that's that. I'll have to ask my dad which dad I'm doing tomorrow. I'll have to ask him in the mornings because I think he's traveling tomorrow. He's heading back. He's up somewhere, so I think he's traveling. So I have to make sure I get him early. But I'm glad you were here to join me for Dream Daddy and the goth goodness. Don't use metal utensils on non-stick frying pans. This is true. And I don't like metal. But anywho, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just happy everybody was here. And I'm glad you came back, Super Sledge. That was awesome. And it makes me smile that you're here. Harassing everyone. And just being this weirdness. I thank you guys. Come back tomorrow. We will find another dad. Another love. see what in store of this amazingness. Because like I said, I haven't played this game. I've done 2 dads. I've done the Ministry Father and Hugo. Those are the only ones I know. So we'll do those again, just to make sure we get them all in here. And it's amazing. I love it. It's so fun and weird. But I'm gonna go make some pizza rolls because I'm really hungry now. Come on back. I will be playing Chrono Trigger later tonight. Should be fun if y'all want to join me. Highly recommend it. Probably won't be doing shots of gin beforehand, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Enjoy it, because Wednesday I'll be doing my Bob Ross painting. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, we'll see. If it looks good, I'll totally show you. I'll be like, look what I made! And if it's terrible, I will not mention it, and neither will you. Thank you very much for joining me for Lunchtime Shenanigans. I will see you all later. Bye!